10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Magic After Dark. My name is Ryan Edwards. This guy over here is
Blaze Sarah. Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a lot of people already in the chat excited for this week's guest.
Gonna be crazy.
People going, when is it starting? When is it starting?
Yeah, I see all the comments. Holy, I just jumped over the comments and I actually put this week that we were gonna start at 10:10 on the countdown because I know we always start late.
Like that.
And we still started late. So I'm sorry, guys. We have a lot of fun talking to our guests backstage before we even come on. So if we're ever late, that's our excuse why. It's not because we're actually late. It's just because we're having fun jamming backstage. So
exactly. Jamming we were. Absolutely. We were 100%ly talking about magic tricks and nothing else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The double lift game in this chat was unbelievable.
Oh, this guy's got a big lift. He's got a big double lift. He lifts. Do you even double lift, bro? We have our guest here.
Corn Pop says, I want my money back. Can I speak to a manager?
To a manager. Corn Pop, simmer down.
Yeah, take it easy. Simmer. We are getting there. Should we just bring him in? I don't know are people ready for this guy? Like,
people are ready for this guy.
I mean, Instagram has been going off the chain with comments of like how crazy this could be. And I don't know if I'm ready for it. I tried to get myself ready today, but it just didn't. I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah. This is what did Eric Leclerc leave as his comment about this week's guest? Eric said his response. I mean, this is a great quote, by the way. when he found out this week's guest, Mr. Eric Leclerc, star of the show Big Trick Energy on True TV, said, "Quote: Well, this is gonna be a fucking shit show." With that said, we would like to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Pig. The man, the myth, the legend. Cake. Mr. Big Cake. Welcome.
That was a harder one.
Oh, hey. Hey, sup?
What's going on,
guys? Sup, guys?
Look at that.
Sup, guys?
Whoa.
For a second, I thought he didn't have a shirt on again. I was like, did he just take his shirt off while he was backstage again? I was like, wow, that got crazy right away.
I'm trying to work my dad bought off. That's what I've been doing. Is that I've seen a couple of the episodes, but you guys always do that intro? That like YouTube Instagrammer transition.
That's it. Well, we do some different ones sometimes, but it's become our regular sound effect.
Become the thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. At least I do feel like there's a note of irony while doing it.
Yeah. I mean, we're self-aware about the fact that it's
That's
a little
hot.
bit like
Why do you think our colors are pink and green? Like, we know this is
I didn't even realize
we represent feminism and envy, right?
That's it.
You guys are matching. I'm shaking again out of anger.
Blaze is in the same room as I am right now, actually.
Oh, that's okay. All right, that's the bit. You guys are in the same room. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me on Magic After Dark, my favorite online Magic show.
Thank you for the confidence in that. I love it.
That's awesome.
We should put that as like the intro now. Instead of doing the whoosh, we should
testimonials.
It comes on and says thank you.
Have testimonials where people have their they show their glowing reviews for Magic After Dark, and it starts with me just going, I love the show. I can't think of a better show that I love more than Magic After Dark. You could
what a stellar testimony. Yeah,
that's going to be next week's intro now. Thank you for the
I hope
you
so.
Going, I can't think of a better late night Magic podcast after 10:25 p.m.
Yeah. While having all the cadence of an IRS auditor, while having just the excitement of somebody telling you, like, listen, you really need to itemize your income because we're coming after you. Like, that's the excitement level of me sharing my excitement for Magic After Dark.
Exactly. I mean, that's where we are. That's our level right there.
That's
IRS level excitement.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's how I come after life.
most guests are probably that excited.
Yeah,
Viewers
I've
as
seen
well. I mean, some viewers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because I've seen a couple, and you guys do go down the rabbit hole, like the virginity rabbit hole, as I like to call it. You guys go deep sometimes with certain guests, right? Like going hard on like into magic. Whereas I'm like free flowing. I like going anywhere, right? Any direction. I'm not necessarily stuck to like magic tricks. Like you could ask me about my favorite color.
Free throwing all you want, but
right?
You're gonna get lost in our scheme.
I showed you this earlier,
which
I'm excited about. Four Loco pregame.
He was getting ready just for the show for you guys tonight. So
yeah, that's such a. I can't imagine that this is legal, because why would they encourage like, oh no, you could drink this to pregame? Like I think that they're gonna come after some sort of litigation for this, because this encouraged you to go, all right, no, I'm just gonna shoot this and then drive a vehicle.
Yeah.
This is the war party. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you found it next to a passed out homeless man in Miami.
That's true.
This is the comments that are coming in. This one was great. Tigger T says, when you're having a good day and you just want to be insulted, just watch any Pig Cakes video. It's likely that you'll just in the intro you'll be insulted. So
there's a couple, but I've toned it down over the past couple of years just because I'm like, you know what? I want to try to actually get now I'm actually in a slump. Now I'm losing subscribers. I think YouTube's like, no. Too many of these are fake. So we got to purge them. But I realized that you can't really do that for long without getting some offended eyes and getting some people saying like, oh, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this. Within the first 5 seconds, you've already offended, 3 different religions and an entire race. So it's like, okay, all right. Yeah, we need to not watch
you
this.
hold it off till like minute 13 or something.
Yeah, now at least I wait past at least 30 seconds. The one that I get the most are comments on a video that I made on demon magic.
Magic.
Yeah, I wait past at least 30 seconds. I heard myself. That's how I sound.
It's always the worst, right?
I pulled up YouTube and the podcast was up, so we got a little bit of Inception right there.
That is the. Have you seen the show Superstore?
Superstar? No. What is that?
It's a great show. It's a sitcom about like a store that's kind of like Walmart. But it's called Cloud9, and the boss in the show, hey guys, my name's Glenn.
Listen, you already. Let me just let it be on the record here. All right, you've at least made 3 height jokes in less than 10 minutes, and now you're making fun of my voice. I'm shy. Look at this anger. Yeah, that's anger. That's not some sort of
angle, right?
You freaking Stephen Hawking. This is anger.
That's not.
This is rage.
Anger. Yeah,
this is sad.
He's gonna start pressing buttons on the computer to really get ticked.
My favorite one is that I've done a couple of videos where it's my setup is really ghetto. Just now I've managed to at least be able to use a good camera, but before there's like a coffee table that's there, and I used to sit down in front of the green screen, and a lot of the comments would be like, hey man, I really like that standing desk. Could you recommend a good standing desk? And obviously me sitting on the fly, I just hate all the height related jokes at my expense. Oh, really hitting a low note there. Really a low blow, I would say.
A low blow or like a short blow?
Favorite height joke you've ever heard? What's a height joke that genuinely made you laugh?
Well, I mentioned this one because I always like to say that Peter Turner is a bully, right? Because I talk to him on a frequent basis on WhatsApp, right? And what he'll do, Peter Turner, the world's greatest mentalist, right? He'll send me a message and he'll be like, dude, is everything okay? Are you fine? And I go, yeah, dude, why? And then he'll link me an article about like a midget that got into a car crash. And he goes, oh, I thought this might have been you. I'm like, yeah, you I'm going to get a step ladder and just change your life. But he does that all the time. And he goes, oh, I didn't know you posted this on Instagram. And again, sends me a picture of like a short little Arab guy, like just like short and like odd looking. He'll send me that unironically, telling me like, hey man, this looks good. This is a good look on you. Oh, so those are good. I like that because they come unexpectedly.
Instead of getting invited back on the show, we will just now send you those memes and stuff.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, we gotta get you back on the show, and then just send that.
Can we use this as your picture?
No, we'll lock it into. We'll be like, oh, here's the link to tonight's show. And
Exactly.
like, we're all backstage. Where are you, man?
Even
just pull up this short
I can't.
hair.
Yeah, we can't see you. We can't see you. It's like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm right here.
Yeah. The funny thing, like, he's actually not sitting down. Like the chair is behind him, but ladies and gentlemen, he's standing up right now.
Yeah, this is me upright.
Stretched up mic.
The worst is, believe it or not, my mom thinks I'm like tall. Because my mom's like a little meatball. She's like 4'10", and then I'm like towering over her. So I'm like, I feel good about something now. You know, at least I'm taller than someone in this godforsaken planet.
What's that?
What is the demonic video you were talking about? Is it the truth about demon magicians? Is that
no, that's the one I made after, because what I did is that I made the world's worst video, like a commentary video. I'm like, let me set up I used to use my phone as a camera, and I'm like, okay, let me set this up, no stabilization whatsoever, and I just made a video talking about this account on YouTube called Zendrius. Right? Yeah, it's awful, like terrible production quality, more dislikes, almost like almost a 50-50 ratio, and it's crazy people leaving comments saying like, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, this is real stuff. I've been cursed by people, mind you, by people with Naruto avatars. They're like, what you don't understand about the spirit realm is that you're too immature with your dumb jokes, because I cursed a lot in the video, and I said, I was calling all these magicians hot, like the magicians that they were referring to, like Dynamo. Dynamo pulls bread right from his hand. He does that bread trick or whatever. I don't remember if it was Dynamo. And they're like, oh, this is using demons, because there's no way you could do this with sleight of hand. And it's just, I still get comments to this day from people going like, you're immature. I can't believe this. You just don't understand. People actively cursing me. So I've been cursed for at least, I think, 3 years now, and I'm still good. I've only gotten hit by one car, so they missed. I'm still around.
Most of the curses missed, but one guy, he really,
not too much. 90%. 90% wasn't all there. But yeah, that's my favorite one, because I just get comments every day to this day. I think 3.5 videos. I don't know when I put that one up. 2017, maybe. Still,
2017. The truth about demon magicians, 238,000 views.
Yeah.
My man keeps cool. He's got a nice fan. Or what? Is it a fan?
I'm not gonna flex. Yeah. That was you got the snowball mic, right? You got the umbrella.
The umbrella. I like the umbrella.
This guy.
Is that what is
Rocky
that?
Raccoon or something?
Rocky Raccoon. Yeah, there it is.
That's the Rocky Raccoon. Every magician, part of the blood oath that we take is that you have to purchase a Rocky Raccoon, and you have to go to your IBM circle and find the oldest guy and flirt with him. That's the way I grew up with magic.
That's the way it's...
You have to give him a back rub. You guys didn't do that?
I know. Yeah, I do mentalism.
I was right at the
magic
of that era,
I should have known. I should have known that it was he was lying to me. He just wanted a free back rub.
That's it.
Oh no.
Oh
no. Dun, dun, dun.
Those curses have been the same accuracy as Pig Cake's game with women. Never worked.
Jeez, Daniel Cabrera.
I even brought some good stuff tonight. Little popcorn for this.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad.
Crazy. I got
sips Four Locos.
Did you guys line up? Is this a professional show? Like, did you guys line up particular topics and questions that we could dive into, or is it just free flowing like a tree, like the wind?
Questions
like the wind.
We have segments. Like we allow ourselves to get lost in the weeds, and then what we have is our once we're going too far into, as you would describe, the virginity, then we have our
rabbit hole. Yeah,
pull us back. They pull us back up to air.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys have a modicum of professionalism in the show. I'm surprised. I like the episode of X on it, because X is just there like this the entire time. Just
yep.
And then
that's pretty much him every time you talk to him.
The best.
And then he'll just something will happen, and he'll just be like, "Oh, I gotta go."
Yeah, he'll just be like in and out.
Or he turns into a fucking potato. Jesus.
Yeah.
What I love about talking to him is that every time go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say there's a question that we must get to, but we will hold that question for later. I'll talk about potatoes. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, about my potato setup when it comes to my production quality.
No. We have other potato-related segments.
Other potato-related segments.
Yeah, I love potatoes.
You were asking if we had any like serious questions and topics.
Yeah.
We'll get to the potatoes in a bit.
Magic and potatoes are where I go in terms of like hobbies and passions in my life. So I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm really passionate about potatoes. So I'm really hoping that I could find some other people that are passionate about potatoes so that we could then talk on our potato forums.
Yeah, potatoesonly.com.
Potato. You're fuck. No, I'm not quick enough. I'm not quick enough.
He lost it.
Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this.
You need to have some more pregame because your game is a little slow. I
was gonna say, you're a fellow wedge, right? What are the like? Oh, you're a tater thought. Oh God, I could have said you're a fellow tater. That would have been good. We call tater thoughts young whores here. That's what we refer to them here. We call them tater thoughts. You'd be surprised. Miami has quite a high population of tater thoughts. They're all around. You never heard that term. Okay, I'm glad. Now you could use it. You could use it up there in
that might be another quote next week.
No, I the way that you said it, I thought you were saying here we call tater thoughts as though tater thoughts was like the normal phrase. You were like, here we call tater thoughts young whores.
No. Oh, hey man, can you get me
creative phrase?
Go to Burger King and get me some young whores, please, with my croissant sandwich. That'd be great. No, we got it's like what they in the Jersey Shore, what they would refer to as grenades, right? I don't know if you familiar with that. We call them tater thoughts here. So the more you know, the more you know.
We got some questions. Let's see. Someone said, ask Pig Cake what made him decide to take on the role of Ron Jeremy after he got canceled.
The Hedgehog, man. He was, you know what? He worked really hard, right? So that was kind of his thing, I guess. I don't remember his. I remember seeing the picture of him just there with his glory, but I don't recall if it's a big glory. But I think he's the type of person he doesn't need to have a big one. He just works really hard. And I work really hard, so we kind of.
He works really hard. He's also in jail, I think, right now.
Oh well, luckily I'm not in jail.
So yeah,
I got that on him, right?
I don't know. Your backdrop there looks like it could potentially be like. Is that are those?
Pig Cake works hard, just not in the same way as Ron Jeremy.
There's a saw to escape. There we go.
Yeah. There's a saw there, and then there's a hat that I bought from Five Below. That was in the I guess in the cash place where you pay, and the guy had the hat there, and I go, no, I have to have that, and it's probably the shittiest hat I've ever bought in my life. But then again, I got it from Five Below. Do you guys have those up there? No,
I feel like that's like the dollar store. Like
but like five. Yeah, so it's like five and below.
It is always weird when you go to the dollar store and then it's $4.25, and you're like. But I thought this was like the dollar store. Like everything's supposed to be $1. They're like, well, it's multiple dollars.
How many times I hear that? The fact that if you said that and you haven't at least had like one black eye from an angry dollar store employee, it's probably because you're 6'2" and they're intimidated.
That's it.
You and you people
pull the beard out, and then they go, "It must be tough."
Yeah.
But speaking of Ron Jeremy, he actually used to be my neighbor.
Really?
I had a very interesting set of neighbors.
You did.
When I lived there, I had Ron Jeremy was just down the street from me on Franklin.
Okay, so you're not lying.
No, I'm not lying. Ron Jeremy was right on Franklin. I think I was gonna say he was still there, but he's probably in prison right now. Okay. And then upstairs from me was Anna de Guzman. Or no, downstairs from me was Anna de Guzman.
Okay, I'm holding back potential things that I want to say.
Across the street from me, even closer than Ron Jeremy, was Jabrizi and Paul Vu.
No fucking way.
It was an interesting neighborhood.
Yeah, what the fuck? Where was that?
Ron Jeremy and I used to play trivia together every Tuesday night.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Yeah. And then what? Who else comes in, huh?
Yeah.
What other colorful cast of characters comes in? Huh? I can't believe you.
My
And I'm here
apartment
like,
used to be lived in by Andre Shanishka, that we had as a guest, Shanishka,
Yeah.
the butterfly guy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
I'm believing you. I'm
neighborhood.
believing you. Okay. So if you played, what would you play trivia with Ron Jeremy? Is this what you're telling me?
Let's ask him. What was your trivia team name?
Oh well, we changed it every single week, so it was
Oh,
like different depending on.
He's full of it. No, you got to come back with the same name and like dominate.
No. Because the thing is, all right,
Rules.
so Ron Jeremy would show up every week late to trivia, and every single time he would show up, it would be already like half hour, 45 minutes into trivia. So we're already a few like over a round in, and he would be wearing Crocs, and he would have the worst BO I've ever experienced.
Okay.
Every single time. So nobody wanted Ron on their team. And then he would just kind of meander his way through and eventually find a team that needed somebody. So every so often he would be on my team every so often.
Okay, and who else was there of notable to you? Like it doesn't matter if they're well known. Who else was there? Like your family was there? Like were you
my family doesn't live. Yeah, they were over.
No? So Blaze, let me ask you, right? So you're playing trivia with Ron Jeremy. Who else is in the room?
It's all British people besides me and Ron.
Okay, so it's a bunch of British people, right?
Yeah.
You and Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. It's all British people, me and Ron Jeremy. Correct.
It's an odd, definitely an odd mix.
I'm getting mad.
It's anger. That's anger.
There's missing deets. Yeah. So basically,
that's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie, dude. Ron Jeremy, and you live next to Anna de Guzman and Jabrizi and Pavu. Are you memeing me right now?
I'm being 100% serious. That is true. So yeah. So basically, there was this group called Brits in LA.
Okay.
Right? So I moved to LA. And Anna de Guzman was my roommate, like when I first moved. So I was staying with her for like the first, 6-8 months of while I was in LA, and then I got my own place. But I moved there, meet this girl that was from the UK. She invites me to this Brits in LA group. I get adopted by the Brits, and they want me to keep coming back. But she goes back to the UK after like the second time. So now I've infiltrated the Brits at this point.
He's just this weird.
So now I'm surrounded by British people, and I'm going to their brunch in the morning and then their trivia at night every Tuesday, and it became a thing.
Well,
so
they're in LA.
Would go to trivia all the time. Yeah.
With let me ask you this, right? Did they put beans on the toast here in LA?
Yeah.
Like, is that something? Why would they? That's the other part, right? You come here, have an American breakfast. Don't bring your filth of putting beans on toast. I got so much trash. Breakfast. Yeah, with the English bread, I got so much garbage because I put the wrong. Because here in Fatville, right, our beans have like 40 grams of sugar essentially, and we have because they're like maple or whatever Bush's beans. Those aren't the beans they use. They use Heinz with tomato sauce.
I like. RB's comment says comparing pig cake to Ron Jeremy, and we're not supposed to make short jokes.
Oh yeah, the hedgehog. Listen, we work hard. All right, the same thing. All right, I remember I had the I forgot who I was talking to recently about this, but I have the shirt that says "Short but my dick tall," right? And it got me through TSA. It got me through TSA without a problem. Every time I go through TSA, they put me on a special line, and they go, "Could you go by here, sir?" And when I went last time, I asked the lady, "Oh, do we have an issue? Do we have a problem?" She goes, "We're gonna find out." What does that mean? What do you mean we're gonna find out? And they rub your hands, and then they go, "Okay, you're good." This time was the only time that I had that shirt on, and instead of actually like doing the little thing where they check your hands, this lady brought the other people to laugh at my shirt and go, "Haha, look, his dick. He has a big dick, but he's short." And then my follow-up line, which always gets him, is, "It's not true. It's not true. It's a joke. But I work really hard." Right. And then they go, "Oh, short man, I got short dick." I'm like, yeah, got you, bitch. Got you. You didn't look at the pound of heroin that I was sneaking through TSA because we were laughing at my shirt. Good job.
Wow.
Good job.
I like Justin's comment says Blaze is an A-lister. Just watch Burial Ground Massacre. ...
Oh my god. Yeah.
Justin is my neighbor, one of my neighbors, and
he actually watched it.
he asked me the other day, he's like, have you watched Blaze's movie yet? And I was like, I can't find it. And he, like, I even checked on my free.
It's on Amazon Prime, bro.
It's on Amazon Prime now?
Yeah, and it's coming soon to Netflix.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe not in Canada. I don't know. I gotta check this out. But
yeah.
at first, I looked for it everywhere. I even looked on like the streaming sites, and I was like, "It's got to be on here." There's everything, and I couldn't find it. So
I'm looking it up here. Blaze Saras Chase.
Yeah.
As Justin said, he just got through 20 minutes.
I did do.
So I now know what I'm doing after Magic After Dark. So
yeah,
I will
me too. I'm gonna be out here
on Prime.
Out here watching this. Man, yeah,
Chelsea
I forgot how racist my character was.
Uh-huh.
And then when I watched it, I was like, oh man, I hope that this kid dies in the end.
That's funny. Do you?
Spoiler? Spoil it? Can't spoil
my son, I gotta watch.
I one of the lead roles, dude. I can't be spoiling if one of the leads dies.
Well, you're okay. According to IMDb, you are 1, 2, 3, 4. You're fifth. Fifth important.
Yeah, but it's also based on like star meter. That like I have a very low star meter.
Next up,
that's who I am.
I like says a truly highly reputable film robbed by the Oscars. I am 100% watching after. I tried to find it literally.
Was there any beef in like the set? Like any turmoil, anything?
Beef on the set? No, but there was one moment. I'm trying to think if there was beef. There was one moment where there was some tension because there was a fight scene where I'm like I punch this guy and then he throws me into a wall, and so it's like choreographed, but he grabs me and then like does a 360 and throws me into the wall. And one of the producers and one of the stunt coordinators, they were like, all right, so make sure that you hit the wall with your shoulder and you're going to be in control like of the spin, with him. So you're going to map it out together, rehearse it, and just be careful, about the wall. So we do it. And then on this first take, we're like really into it. And he just throws me so hard into this wall. And I hit it with my shoulder, but I was like a skinny, bony kid at the time. Like my shoulder just goes straight through the wall in this mansion that we were shooting at. And so one of the producers comes up and like freaks out at me because he was like, dude, like you just put a giant hole in this mansion that we're renting. Like we're going to have to deal with this. But then it's pretty easy.
Oh my, you are hysterical. Within 10 minutes, you're like, hey, I had a game that I would play with Ron Jeremy. And then I'm in a movie. And then, oh, dude, I was a skinny guy. He said, as you're flexing, showing how jacked you are.
I'm not.
And then complaining as
the
massive hole you made in it. Dude, I don't know what I did. I was skinny, but dude, the hole was so big that I just pushed her with my massive, my delts. Just pushed right through there. You're ridiculous. But yeah,
it wasn't a massive hole. It was like kind of a shoulder-sized hole.
How big was the hole? Was it this big? Is that what it is? How I'm gonna flex out. I'm gonna flex out right now.
What do you got your delts going straight through? Nah, man, it was more like a little triangle.
Okay.
Minecraft hit the wall. That's what happened.
The skeleton. You made the skeleton noise from Minecraft when you went through.
Yeah.
No, fuck, but did you say something where you're like, hey, dude, what was that about? Did you confront him?
Oh, when I got thrown into the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I was more like just concerned about the fact that I just put this hole in the thing. But then I was like, are we doing another take or whatever? And they're like, we can't. Like, there's already a hole.
There's a hole, yeah.
They're like, we're just going to use that one. And then it actually looked really sick because they got it like really, perfectly where you see me getting like launched.
It would be so much better if they did another take and then you saw the hole in the wall before you got thrown into it.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I'm going to watch the movie. And then when I see that scene, I'm going to go, hey, look, there it is.
Look at that. You got a really nice comment here, Pig Cake, from Lindsay. He says, thanks for keeping my interest in Magic going. It's been a while. Hope all is going well.
I hope that's a real comment. I hope that's real and true. And the same could be said to you. But I feel like there might be some underlying
there's underlying
things in that comment. But if it's real, I appreciate it. I appreciate
Lindsay
it.
seems super nice. She's asking people how they are and stuff in the comments. So
now, Pig Cake, you are keeping Lindsay's interest in magic alive. But where did your interest in magic begin? And when?
Look at hey guys. I'm here to pick you up and take you where you need to be, said Blaze right now. You just took me in your car and you just dropped me off right there so smoothly. My goodness.
There was no
Professional.
transitional like flaw.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't in a car. I was really beep on my Segway.
Yeah.
That's all we did. Just what a smooth Segway ride.
Well, my story, it was just middle school, right? This kid told me one day, he's like, dude, I'm going to show you how to levitate. And the entire day I'm there in class, he told me that he's going to show me at the end of the day, right? And I was hyped because I was like, oh shit, dude. I'm imagining my 6th grade. I think I was like 4-9 at the time, floating down the hallway, right? Just like, hey guys, like suck it, you know, just going through the hallways. But then at the end of the day, we go to a parking lot and he does the Balducci shit, right? He goes, hey. All right. And he does the get ready. And then he does it. And I go, okay. And then I hated magic for like a month, right? I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. You wasted my time. I was hyped. You ruined it. And then he showed me a couple card tricks. And then I stole his copy of Mark Wilson's Guide to Magic. And then there was actually beef between me and other magicians in the school because there were like 3 dudes that were interested in magic. And then one of them didn't want to let me borrow a DVD. I don't know if you remember Rodney Reyes had a DVD called School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
That got terrible reviews.
I remember that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. And there was one kid that didn't want me to get it. Right. I don't want to sound full of shit, but I was better than them. All right. My magic virginity superseded theirs. And he didn't want me to get the DVD because he wanted to learn to pass before I did. But then here's what the other kid didn't tell him is that I already had the DVD and I was already working on the pass. So one day he goes, hey man, let me show you this. All right. And then he shows me a pass and I go, oh, that's cool. Maybe you should do it like this. And he goes, you fucker, who gave you the DVD? I told him not to give it to you. And I'm like, I caught you, motherfucker. I caught you. Who beat you, huh? To the pass game. And then because of that, I've never seen a woman.
Never at any point.
How do they look like? Please let me know. I long for the touch of a woman, but that's how it started, man. That's how it started.
Are you trying to say? Do you have a speech impediment? Are you trying to say man?
Man?
You're saying man, but then you're putting something else in front of it, like a wine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
all right. Yeah, misspeaking.
Is that like how you breathe? Are you going what?
Blaze has never met one either.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Have you seen his sleight of hand? His pass is unbelievable.
That's the, no. I keep every time I see him on TikTok, I'm like, dude, your girlfriends must be like just like done because he does that. What's that move, man?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You do that move where you get the card and then you literally you're gonna show it off already. And I imagine if
you asked me what it is. I don't know. What I've been doing recently. I could just show the TikTok. I've been Pig Cake saw. I've been just like making fake tutorials for like methods nobody would ever actually use. Oh, I love the sound.
Look at that.
Ron Jeremy music.
Here he comes. That's Ron's.
Here he comes. Yay. Yeah. Okay.
So I've done 2 of them so far, and both of them have done really well view-wise. These fake tutorials.
Yeah, but you do that thing, and I'm like, you must destroy vaginas with that. Look at that move right there. That's it. Look at that. Look at this.
Every card trick ever, so you can freak out your friends. You came to the right place. Have your friend pick a card. Let's say it's the 3 of hearts.
Oh,
Step
just do that.
Sleight of hand. Step 3, have them shuffle the cards. Oh no, how am I gonna find it now? Psych. So you want to know the secret?
That one did well. That one's almost at 500,000, and then this one's almost at 300,000.
This is the sleight of hand secret magicians don't want you to know about how every card trick's done. Let's say your card was the Queen of Clubs. They'll actually hold out your card in their palm like a squirrel storing nuts for winter. That way they can put it back in the middle face up. So now when they want to find your card, it's really easy to find it because it's the one that's the wrong way. This is the sleight of hand secret magicians.
3 of those flips are unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary.
They're just
you just do
extra 360 one more time.
Just flip it one more time. And then the whole thing is literally just to get into the position where you're like this. And I'm like, and it's really easy to find because it's the one that's the wrong way.
That's it. All it takes is just mastery of the labia, of the labia majora. Oh my God, I'm shit. I can't even right now with that. Jesus. I remember seeing that with the because the first time I heard about Mr. Sarah was that thing you put out, I think with E, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
one-arm bandit.
One-arm bandit thing. And I remember seeing that. I'm like, It's like sleight of hand. What is the how? What's the virginity needed to do this shit?
It's the
And I just see the
virginity
thing.
need.
And it's that. It's just literally, hey, I just have to do this thing that your hands aren't meant
I
to
mean,
do.
there's more reasons than one why it's called one arm bandit.
Yeah, you're slamming it in there. Just any
the making of this.
Yeah.
It's like
20
girls.
years
It's like a
practice.
medical term. They have to literally study females after you've been done with them because of the fucking whatever you do. It's like, oh yeah, you've been blazed too. Yeah,
in Blaze too.
yeah, you've also been blazed. It's like I could tell because he flipped it twice, one more than it needed to be. Oh,
one more than it needed to.
oh, aspect kick with the Tinder passes. Jesus fuck. You know what? I've never been more upset at a person, right? Daniel's a good buddy of mine, and we went up to Magi Fest, right? And Daniel before this tells me, dude, I've been working on my past, man. I've been working on it, and I want to add like a little to it. And I go, what's that? What do you mean? Like, and my virginity, mind you, I'm upset. I'm upset because I'm being such a virgin about it. Where I'm like, you understand that you can't add a flourish to a past because it's by its nature.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to see it in the first place.
But he goes, no, I want to add like a thing to it. And I go, all right, dude, just show me what you're talking about. And he does a pass, and then at the end he goes like this. That's how he died. That's all he did. He just fucking rubbed the side and then does that.
He swiped right.
I lose my mind. Yeah, almost. That's what the bit was. And then we have it on video where we showed Xavier, right? Obviously, Xavier, the god of passes. And we're like, dude, we got to show you this Tinder pass. And I honestly think Xavier was maybe 3 seconds from knocking us out just after seeing that, just out of anger. Just like you've hyped this up for this, and he shows it. And it was a fucking nightmare. But I remember being upset when Daniel unironically told me, dude, look at this pass that I've been working on. I added up. I forgot what the word was, but he said a specific word. Like I had added like a little to it, like
flourish,
a flourish.
A little thing at the end, man. I added a cool thing at the end. I'm like, all right, man.
Daniel, you gotta send us a video of this so that we can.
I gotta find it.
Please send us a video. We'll air it. Just
It was like one of these. Let me see if I could find it. Let me see. Sorry. Oh my goodness. He does this. He goes. Like, what the fuck did you just show me?
Yeah, like,
what did you just show me?
Please see that I just did the pass.
I want to change your entire family right now. I want to end up on the news right now because of what you just showed me with your Tinder pass. Oh, to
now,
name it.
Tinder is you would consider it like a social media platform.
Uh-huh.
Right? Now, if we're talking about social media platforms, the king of social media platforms, most monetizable, longest form content would be YouTube, which we're on right now, baby. How long have you had a YouTube channel? How'd you get started, boy?
Oh God! Thank God I'm sitting down. I'm actually sitting down, believe it or not, because if I stood up, I'd be bricked up. I think we talked about bricked up earlier. Okay. So here's the thing, right? So I started YouTube, and I think it was 2016. And I was working as a teacher, believe it or not. They allowed me in front of youth and teaching them, right? Like
what is
high school.
Grade level? What subject?
6th through 12th, essentially. So the only one I didn't teach was 7th grade. So I taught every grade between, essentially. History and psychology, right? So you had history for the young ones and then psychology for the older ones. I hated history, but they made you teach it because...
My mom taught 8th grade history for 30 years. Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. It's just fun.
Just straight punishment.
Yeah, but it depends because 6th graders they're just at that age where they're still like illusioned and they're not assholes yet. 7th graders are pricks, and 8th graders have already passed that prick stage, and now they're like, some of them are cool, and I'm like, I hate it because some of them drop some lines in class, and I'm like, fuck you for being so funny, motherfucker. Like, you're not supposed to be that funny. You're in 8th grade. I could literally step on you. Well, not step on you, but metaphorically, right? Metaphorically, they're all taller than me, which is great. But so I was doing that, and then I had a dispute with the school, and they let me go, which was great. So I had a couple options as to whether or not I continued with education or rolled the dice and pushed my YouTube channel a little bit harder. So I went with the YouTube channel, and that was, I think, 2017, March maybe. So then I've been just doing that, full time ever since. So I've been blessed But I mean, it's still teaching technically, but it's just a different format. But I also have the stuff that's like the Patreon stuff, which I take way more seriously than the YouTube side of stuff. So the YouTube stuff is, well, I'll drop all the jokes, but on Patreon, it's super serious when it comes to because if you're paying me money, I'm not gonna be an asshole. I'm not gonna be dropping jokes. I'm gonna be serious and hope that I give you a service that you're happy with. But it took a while. But just doing the YouTube stuff, man, it's great because you need to learn everything. You need to learn production, video editing. You need to learn marketing. So even to do it and to start from nothing and to try to make it your whole sort of to essentially have that be your financial support. It's definitely a learning experience.
Yeah, I was checking out your Patreon earlier today. You're crushing it. You got like a proper like a whole ass course.
Yeah,
So
I was really happy, man.
When are you going to start pushing your YouTube channel?
Oh,
That's a question that came in. I was like, I gotta ask that.
Hey, when are you gonna start? Right now I'm on steady decline. Right now I'm on a steady. If you look at my social blade, it's like this, and then right now it's like this.
You're coasting. You're coasting right now.
Yeah, it's just a nice going downhill.
You live in Miami, summertime, take a holiday.
Yeah, it's good.
You're just not offending enough people right off.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it.
Today, and I was like, I'm not very offended by this. So it's gonna bring that back.
There are some. If you dig deep, I'm sure you'll find some that'll be potentially offensive. But it's all in jest. It's nothing serious. And I'm just happy to be able to do it, and to be able to play around with the content and to make a living essentially doing it. Not a lot of people can say that, and I'm blessed to be able to do it. Not like balling out of control, but I've always been good in managing finances and not being spending $30,000 on a studio setup. That was a Jabrizi reference.
Like some people.
Yeah, that was lit. Some people that are lit.
That are lit.
Stars, if you would.
They say the stars don't shine the same way they used to.
They say, oh my goodness.
The body's a dojo and the heart is the master. Wakanda forever. Now
some people have said that.
Please.
Now theologians.
Actually, speaking of that, that amazing I don't want to call it music. But someone commented earlier when you were going to have a rap battle, Pig Cake, with Jabrizi.
I'm too white.
Let me see if I can find it. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're too white to rap battle Jabrizi? That's really...
Yeah. I have some
whiter.
I was gonna say I'm talking to milk right now. I'm essentially talking to Fairlife milk,
bro.
What is the? I wrote some raps. I wrote some raps that I thought I was particularly proud of, not so long ago because they had not a good beat, but they had a good message, right? Like a funny. Like one of them was I wrote them when I was trashed. So there were a couple there's one called Cheesecake Factory, because I thought that it would be very funny to get hammered at a Cheesecake Factory. Like imagine you're at a family restaurant, but they serve liquor. So you could just be like, hey, let me get the cheesecake Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. And they give you, and you're hammered essentially in a family restaurant. So that's when I get inspiration, being hammered in family restaurants to rap. But in terms of a rap battle, no. I would decline that. I'd be called
a rap battle.
I mean,
I'd be called a wimp in the rap community because I'd say no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to partake in your rap battle.
Rap battle this?
You come on, that looks pretty easy target.
I told you my goal. I told you my goal board before we started here. My goal board is debate, of which I'm gonna probably show up 4 deep, 4 locals deep, 1 for each flavor, right? So you got sour blue raz, you got peach, you got lemonade, and you got the I forgot apple or whatever. Probably gonna drink all of those. Show up, debate, Magic being dead, which is what he wants to debate, be hammered, and then challenge him to combat. That's probably going to be the progression.
He's going to be like, oh, no.
Blaze, what happened to you?
I was wondering, Blaze, can you do that and sing the song at the same time? Can you like ventriloquize?
The stars don't shine. Sorry.
You know, it's weird, right? I did that video just out of like a not a reaction, out of impulse maybe. I don't know what the right word would be, but I saw his video and I'm like, I'm just gonna set a camera up and then respond to his video, watch it, and then do a commentary on it. And I've gotten so much attention from people like in the Magic community from that video, including Jabrizi, which was fucking nuts because I've done videos on him before where I, went a little bit harder on him than in that video. And this is the one that got people like messaging me like, dude, that shit was fucking great. Like, hey man, dude, can I talk to you about this?
I thought it was
Like,
so
what from this video where I'm just, calling him a retard the entire time? But then he reached out and he said, dude, I want to argue with you. I want to debate with you. So I'm like, fuck yeah. At least he's doing that. So to give him credit, because it's very easy for him to.
Yeah,
but
Magic
at the same time,
because there is no rap battles in Magic, right?
There's not. That's it's that logic. Like, listen, Magic is dead because there's no. Unironically, he said David Blaine, David Copperfield, and Chris Angel aren't on Instagram. That's one of the reasons why Magic is dead, according to Jabrizi.
Well, he said it's because there's not beef like there is in the rap game, and it's like there's also nowadays not that much beef in the rap game either. Like,
they're all soft
too. Like,
they're all softies, man.
And all of those guys are on Instagram.
Yeah, right. That's the part that's
they
weird.
are on Instagram too.
All of them
are all on Instagram.
They need to have more conversations. That's what he said too. They need to have more conversations. So I realized I'm like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna be hammered when we debate inevitably. Like I thought I could go in there rationally and be like, no, Jabrizi, listen, I think that I disagree with you. But instead I'm just gonna show up like, hey, dude, hey, bro, no, man, hey, dude, hey, dude, it's lit. Dude, that's lit. I'm just gonna show up and just be demolished the entire time and then see if I could fight him. And even if he kills me, I think it's gonna be interesting content. I've realized now to value experiences more than anything. So it doesn't matter if I get knocked out or if we end up actually fighting.
I love that our most recent comment I love after what you just said was Pig Cake seems super intelligent. I think he'll debate very well.
I'll have a great debate. I'll have a wonderful debate. Yeah, thank you for
anybody that doesn't know what Pig Cake is referring to. There was a video that Jabrizi posted. He posted in a lot of forums on Facebook or a lot of groups on Facebook saying, I'm about to go live, do this live stream. That are 5 reasons Magic is dead. Listen to my podcast. And we actually heard about it as well because Ekaterina came on the show and said she had just watched it and that she recommended watching it, which was
okay.
And so then I was like, I need to watch this. And so then I was on a call with X and then he had already seen your video, but then he was like, put it back on. Let's watch the video again. And so I watched your video for the first time. And that was my first exposure to the whole top 5.
I'm glad, man.
I'm so happy that I watched your video because then I got both at the same time,
Yeah.
But it was like, a lot of your commentary was like exactly on the money when it came to like all of these reasons are the same reason, dude. Like you're still ticked that the whole thing happened with people filming you and you getting caught stooging and the fact that that's affecting things and you're still mad about that. So you just turned that one reason into 5 reasons with a different name. Like,
yeah, no, you're right. And it's a non-issue. It really is. And I know that I jumped on that bandwagon early too. And I was like, oh, dude, you got caught stooging people. And it's like, it's by the nature of the video. There's no way for him to be doing that particular effect with that particular framing of the camera and it not have stooges. So it's obviously all for the intent of the audience. And he could have said that. He could have easily said that, made that point. Like, I thought that the point of this was that I'm doing the magic for the audience that's watching through the camera, not these people. This is just so you guys can live vicariously through the reactions, which that would have been a great point to make. But instead, what did he say? He said, y'all just hate us. I do magic for the little black kids. All right. That's why I do it. You guys, you don't want them to do magic? You don't want them to see magic? They come up to me in the street. They say, dude, I love your stuff, man. Like that, you could have made a great point and you could have really shut up a lot of like people that would be considered haters, but instead he decided to go the route of you're just doing this because I'm this way or I look this way. And it's like, that's not the point. You could have made a good argument, but instead you decided to go with the ego. So it's like, all right.
And we actually had John Stessel on last week and John was talking to us about his old videos that had gone viral online of him doing magic. And he was like, I would have the person hold the phone in selfie mode, and I would tell them, I want you to look right here because the magic's going to happen right there. And it's like, now it's a genuine reaction of them being freaked out to the magic that they're seeing through the phone screen, which is clearly not what was happening in the video where you have the spectator looking at a camera person who's over here. But it's like, if he had just done that, then they could have all been legitimate reactions And
Yeah.
you wouldn't catch any flack because people understand, oh, you're having them look at the phone screen. But having a camera person over here and being like, just look into the camera lens and don't even look at me.
Yeah.
And then
The
it's
guy
like, well,
does the
see any of this
he does the trick where I think he's doing like wow, and he goes
Yeah.
like this, and the guy that's standing here goes, oh shit, like the card changed, but he's only seen the back.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, bro. But yeah, you're right. No, you're 100% right. I hate it. I hate that style. Don't get me wrong. Like I understand it and it works because it's definitely a winning formula. But I hate that every time I see that, like anywhere where it's the people standing, and it's understandable because now attention span is getting really low. So you really need to capitalize on the first 3 seconds of any video to capture that attention. And literally it's for them to take their thumb from here to here. That's as much time as you have to get their attention. So you need to be loud, you need to be colorful, you need to not really be super eloquent, just get to the point. So that style really is conducive for Instagram and TikTok. But boy, does it make me just a little bit of this right here. Just looking at it. But it works. I mean, they're laughing their way into sponsorship deals and all this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, fuck, it works. There's an audience.
There was while we were talking, there was so many great comments that came in. Lindsay said, "I just realized how long Pigcake's hair is, or did he just get shorter?"
Hey, boy, yeah.
Or did you just get shorter?
And then the hair grows. I realized too. Yeah, I'm like, I've let it go out because I don't have an official employer, so I'm like, I don't need to have like a strict hair. Because when you work there as a teacher, funnily enough, and this is actually weird. Because when I started working there, they had a really strict code, like a dress code, right? They're like, oh, you can't have men can't have earrings, they can't have long hair. Like it was a school that was kind of trying to be a private school, but they weren't. And oddly enough, one time a guy had a man bun, like a student had a man bun, and I remember the principal sent me a message. He's like, "Man, I need for you to go into the website and change our code of our terms of service." And say that students can't have man buns, like boys can't have man buns. Do it right now. I'm like, dude, I'm in Taco Bell. Like, I'm not gonna go to the website and change it just so you could tell a parent, look, it's in the rules. But I ended up changing it, and then but they were really strict when it comes to that. So now that I don't have an employer, it's like free flowing. I'm keeping the George Masvidal look.
Nice. There you go.
So that's what I've been rocking. And the Jabrizi earrings. I don't know if you noticed the Jabrizi earrings, right? You got the Ankhs.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
go.
look at that. We're both in Yu-Gi-Oh. We're both essentially in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then your buddy Daniel said, "I'm ready to take over the Pigcake channel once Sabrizi murders Piggy."
Dude, this guy, speaking of smashing women and with your whatever that move is called.
Smashing women, bro. You said you whip that shit out, bro. Hey,
what's up? It's like, I got to show you something. This is how you get the ladies. You go, you hand them, instead of a ring, you give them your blue eyes. Is that what is, hold up, is that like a good condition, or is that just the specific blue eyes you decided to put in the protective case?
Specific blue eyes, good sir. Which one? Which limited edition blue eyes are you referring to?
Oh my god, I'm dripping right now.
Would you like a dark magician or a dark magician girl?
Ryan, the only adult,
dude. So the thing is, this is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This is how I learned to read. So the thing is that like I learned to read from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Fucking way. What do you mean learn to read?
Because
like
so I used to like do tournaments. I used to like compete in Yu-Gi-Oh when I was really young, and like and that was how like I literally didn't know how to read, and my dad would like sound out stuff, and that was like how I learned to read was from Yu-Gi-Oh cards when I was really young. But then
all right.
So I haven't touched these like since I was, I don't know, probably 10. But I when I came back here, I looked through all my binders and stuff because I wanted to see like how much everything was worth. So I was like adding it all up. So I just had these here.
How much did you find those worth? Because you have to get them graded and the whole annoyance with that.
Yeah,
not to
like it's such
piss off Ryan more.
Yeah,
that's the part too. I got into that for like a couple months.
That's a lot.
Is that that's the one they all simp for?
They all simp for Dark Magician Girl. She's worth a lot. But I've got one over here that's actually worth a lot. Wait, has Ryan been here the whole time? Just absolutely like not.
I don't know. I think that's dedication. Maybe he's going down to get the booze. Because you guys claim to make this a drinking show. But what I was going to say is that I realized how young you are. Oh, that's Obelisk. I hate that knew that immediately.
You knew that
I hate that.
immediately, dude. This is the one that's got the Japanese on the bottom. This one's worth so much.
What I was gonna tell you is that I realized I'm like, how do you learn Yu-Gi-Oh? How does Yu-Gi-Oh teach you English? And then you grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh, like you were there around when it started. I was already in my teens, embarrassingly enough, watching Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, no, I gotta get the cards, mom. You don't get it. My mom being very Cuban, she's like, it's cardboard. I'm not gonna get you cardboard that's worth $12. Are you crazy? And I go, no, they have value. You don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it.
She got it. She got it, and she was right. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. It is cardboard, but people value. And if you would have held on to those packs till now, whew, it's like Bitcoin.
Oh, if I hadn't opened them, oh geez.
Yeah, but what kid has the restraint to be like, I'm gonna hold on to this? You have to be a psycho.
You do have to be a psycho. Yeah,
You have to be a legitimate psycho. You know what? Not to be on a little tangent here, but I knew a kid. This is how dumb middle schoolers are. That he, without any sort of exaggeration or as a joke, he said that his father worked for Maximilian Pegasus. Dude, I know Ryan doesn't get that reference because he's seen
my
plenty of
dad
women.
works for
I'm too old. I'm too old.
It's a cartoon character. This guy said that his father works for a cartoon character, and he told it unironically, like to everybody, like, no, my dad works for his company. Like he has a company, he's a real guy, and my father works for him. That's how I get all my cards.
Oh
Neil. I still
Neil.
remember his name. It was Neil.
Did you see the show Ben 10?
No, that was past my time.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I learned how to read Spanish by watching anime in Japanese with Spanish subtitles. I hope no woman that you're trying to court ever reads that comment, Tiger T. I hope no woman. I always say that when I'm like doing a video, I'm like, I hope no woman ever watches this, because the height and the combination is just gonna dry them like the Sahara. Speaking of where I come from.
Wait, Tiger T. The only way you can redeem yourself is your first language Japanese. So you learned Spanish by watching anime in Japanese with Spanish subtitles.
No, Kaiba. Kaiba, no, no hagas. Right? In fucking Spanish.
Necesito más cartas.
I feel extremely old in this podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Are you real? Okay. So every time, the weird thing is that every time I ask a person that, they're like, "Huh." I was being coy with people whenever they asked me on the channel because I didn't want to give up information. But seeing that now everybody knows everything about me, it doesn't matter. But 35. But it's weird when a person doesn't want to tell you their age, because it's like, what's so weird about it?
Oh yeah,
35?
I did a gig recently, and I was meeting with the person booking the gig, and I did a demo for them, and they were like, "Oh, we love it. You know, everything's great, but you cannot ask anybody how old they are, like when their birth date is." I said, "I'm not even asking how old they are. I'm just asking for their birthday." And they came back to me and said, "Here's all the things you can't say, and you cannot." They said, "You can't do that whole routine." I said, "You understand that all I need to do is change the question, right? Like, it's totally fine." But I think I still asked like what day they were born, just not the year. I was like, I just want to ask the year, like, you know.
My goodness,
so stupid.
yeah, that's such a like an old timey thing. Like, don't ask me how old I am. Like, I was around for the Titanic. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you know, like you already have some questionable
Don't ask a
beliefs.
woman our age. Is it like, are you, because you're trying to deceive people?
Yeah, deception maybe, is that it?
Me, madam? You cougar.
Then again, I tell people I'm 5'9", so I'm really not one to make any sort of
only behind the camera.
declarations, right? I remember that's the first thing people told me when they met me at a convention. They're like, "Dude, you're fucking short." I'm like, "Thank you for that, man."
Yeah,
thank you, bro.
Thanks.
So now I have a serious question though. Okay, so you made the decision back in 2017 that you were going to go off of the path that you had before you of being like
it was made for me. It was made for me.
You decided the path that was in front of you, and you decided, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this YouTube thing. I'm gonna take a risk and bet on myself, essentially. Now, in making that decision, you're now relying a lot on AdSense. I know you have the Patreon as well, so that's separate. But AdSense, I'm assuming, is part of the income with that decision of like, I'm gonna do this, and especially recently, but like back 2017, that was like adpocalypse time. But especially recently, if you want to monetize a video on YouTube, the amount of checkboxes and things that you have to auto do of like, oh, I did not say the N-word within the first 10 minutes of this, and I did not do that, and I did not do that, so that you can monetize it. Now, you've made also at the same time of the distinct decision, I'm going to do YouTube full time. You've made the distinct decision of I'm going to be myself and 100% authentically myself, meaning I'm going to say retard and virgin, like all that stuff, because that is who you are. And you want to, not saying that you are those things, but because that's,
that too.
That too, yeah.
So now you had moments where you've had to reconcile like, oh, what I'm doing like might be affecting the amount of money that I can make because I'm choosing to just be myself and be authentic. And that might mean that I can't monetize this video because I'm saying this language. Like, and how do you make that decision of being yourself and being authentic versus doing what's best for your bank account and survival when you make that kind of decision?
It was rough, man. It really was, because from the start, I never wanted to compromise. And one of the things that I want to do is that I know that YouTube has a certain style. And even before I started making videos, I knew I'm like, okay, you kind of have to play the game if you want to get success. And, you know, there are certain magicians that have done that. And it's been in whatever social media it could have been at that time. Now with TikTok and Instagram, you see them playing the game and they're finding a lot of success. You know, I don't want to know if I can name any of them here, but they played that game. I don't want to play that game. And I knew that that was going to mean that I'm not going to necessarily have a lot of broad appeal, but I do have an appeal to a small niche, right? To at least a niche of people that don't necessarily feel too offended when they hear, you know, jokes that might be a little bit off the normal path, and people that like magic. So I'm like, okay, I could deal with that. And I understood that from the very beginning. So I knew that I wasn't going to have super broad appeal. Now, when it came to the financial aspect of it, I knew that that would also be a hindrance. And I thought really that the school part, when I had a normal job, I thought that would last a lot longer than it did. And I figured, you know what, if I had the ability to do this and make videos, I'll be great, because, you know, I could pay my bills, do all this stuff, and do something that I enjoy, and hopefully build that towards something eventually that could become sustainable. Now that immediately left, and I had to figure shit out. But as I mentioned, I was good with my finances. I wasn't an idiot when it came to spending. I had a, you know, significant other that helped out a little bit then, and you know, understood what I was trying to go for, and, you know, she helped out. But apart from that, it was a slow ride to where I got to a sustainable, you know, place where I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do this and not have to struggle, not have to make an issue. But it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And I have made a decision to kind of tone it down a lot more than what I had before, just because I'm like, I want that play button. You know, I know they make them in China. I know they're like 2 cents, but I want it. You know, it's like a little dumb goal to have. But when it came to that, I understand that it's going to be probably something that's never going to happen. And I understand that, but I'm honestly happy with my niche, and I'm happy that just doing this has put me into communication with people that I looked up to. You know, I had someone like Jay Sankey send me a message, and he called me, and he's like, man, dude, whatever you're doing is fucking hysterical. It's great. I'm like, dude, I used to watch you as a kid. I'm here getting Jay Sankey telling me that he loves my stuff. I'm like, what is this? Richard Sanders leaving me DMs, you know, people that I consider heroes. Dave Acker, another one. What the fuck? These guys are, you know, watching my stuff. So that to me is worth it alone. Like, I'll figure out the money part. I'll figure out whatever it is. But that to me is worth it, that I could now, you know, claim that I'm part of the magic community somehow, even if I make dick jokes doing card tricks. But is definitely a struggle, just to kind of summarize that. But it was definitely a struggle. But I'm happy with the niche. And even if it doesn't grow, I'm still happy that I was able to do something that as a kid I thought I'd never do, you know. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? Yeah, I didn't know I could do this.
I just realized, sorry, Pig Cake, who you remind me of or look like, especially in your side profile there, or half side profile. It's like spot on.
Oh man,
Jason.
If you say,
Jason,
you fucking say anyone, who?
Mantzoukas?
Yeah. Mantzoukas. Why
I gotta
is it
look that
not
up.
auto?
I was gonna say, if that's anyone from The Big Bang Theory, I'm gonna run to where you are right now.
Oh my god!
Oh, he looks so handsome.
From the...
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a nose. It's a nose. I got the Egyptian nose.
I gotta find the photo of Mantzoukas that you're doing. Are you doing this one?
Yeah, I don't see where you are. Yeah, it's yeah, that one.
That guy definitely looks popular with the ladies, so I agree.
But there's other one.
agree.
I gotta find one where he's got a more shaved beard. But
Okay, yeah, let's get that one. I used to look like there's a picture that I put. I forgot where, but I looked exactly like Oates. But if Oates was on the registry, you know, Oates from Hall and Oates.
like
John
John
yeah.
Oates.
Dude, let me
John Oates.
no motherfucker. Let me show you this. All right. Let me see if I could do this
If
without.
John Oates was on the registry.
Let me see if I could do this without necessarily exposing too much here. But look at this fucking ridiculousness here. I hate to do this live. Who's that? Oh, is that the guy
yeah, why is my autofocus not like it's going really crazy tonight?
on your Canon R3?
No, yeah, no,
I could see your follicles, dude.
For some reason, it is being really weird.
He's wearing a blue suit in that one.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. That's a wonderful reference there. Makes me really feel not like. Where is he from?
Well, I think.
Oh my god.
Come on.
That guy looks like he hangs around. He looks like he hangs around schools.
The eyes, man! You picked the photo with the crazy eyes. Oh wait,
this one looks so good.
Let me see if I can fucking show this.
He's from Nahant, Massachusetts.
Okay, I thought it was from Nahant, Afghanistan.
He's in a lot of like
family
movies from like The House with Will Ferrell, and he's been in quite a few movies.
Oh, he's Greek.
So this
He's 100% Greek.
This was fucking great.
Found it.
So you see that, right? So that's an ID picture that I had, and then what is this?
John Oates.
What is that?
John Oates, you
Dude?
John Oates.
I can't believe I had that look. That was me coming out of high school, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I look like I'm definitely a swinger of sorts. That guy, I'm offended.
Side camera for that? What a
side camera
production
glasses.
value.
Look at that. That is good.
That is the hand is shaking. I've never seen that guy. I've never seen that guy. Although I get the one from the Big Bang Theory a lot. They say, "Oh, you look like a from the Big Bang Theory," and I'm like, I rather have a tumor. I rather have a tumor in my face that you can't help but see than be compared to that guy one more time.
So now, if you were considering this is after dark and we've got Big Cake on, we can ask the questions that we couldn't ask otherwise. But I think we should probably ask the questions we would ask otherwise.
That's great. Yeah.
Before we get to the good question, you know what time it is, right?
I know what time it is.
Oh wait,
ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, it's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
Here we go. 2 minutes on.
I want to tell you my dedication that I was doing this even during that break.
The whole time.
The whole song.
Ruining my Sigma. Okay.
All right. Your Sigma, what, 18 to 35 f-stop?
18 to 35. 1.4? Yeah, on my Canon M50. Hi, I'm a YouTube influencer, guys. That package that they sell.
30 grand, right?
30 grand, yeah.
30
5
grand.
mics, 30, and it turns off after 30 minutes because I didn't remember to set it.
Dude, that was my favorite part. Was you going, this video's about to turn off again. Give it another 30 minutes, and then it turned off another 2 times.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's a setting. It's one.
You're
setting.
like, he's due for his camera turn off.
Yeah,
it would
like
shut
2 minutes
off.
later. 2 minutes later, it happened.
Speaking of 2 minutes on the clock.
Hang on, I like Roadhog said, how did we get from an interview with Aussie Win a few months ago to this?
You guys got a legit interview, and now I'm here talking about Jabrizi. I like the other one too by Lindsay that says your mom said that about you. Even if he doesn't grow, I still got a kid. Great, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Roadhog, we actually asked Aussie to come back on because he's releasing his new book next week. So maybe we'll have him
show.
Now,
Tigger
said, I keep reading the short jokes. Yeah, and I just want to add to them, but I'll resist a bit longer. All right, Tigger, you better come in with the heat on your next short joke.
I've heard them all. Okay, I've heard them all.
a bit longer kind of adds into that already. The short joke.
It was like a little
long.
pokey. It was a little pokey. So let's do it. 2 minutes, 20 questions.
Let's go.
All right.
Anyone on
Rapid
the first
fire.
date.
Give us your best answers, and we'll
3,
see if you make the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Dream vacation destination.
Miami.
Biggest pet peeve.
When people ask what pet peeves are.
Biggest mistake during a performance.
I found 2 ace of hearts in the deck once.
What always makes you laugh?
Racially motivated jokes.
Do you have a secret talent?
Fuck. I don't like short people. Like, that's my talent. I professionally don't like short people.
First time you ever saw a magic trick?
Oh my good. Well, David Blaine Balducci imitation in the parking lot of George Washington Carver Middle School.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
See-through clothes.
Dream performance venue.
Dream performance venue would be the alleyway behind the Fridays on US 1 and 42nd Street.
What's your most cherished memory?
My most cherished memory. Fuck me. God, these are deep. My goodness. Most cherished memory. Having my grandmother laugh at me because I dropped something in the food she was making. There's more to it, but
Favorite food.
baked ziti with pink sauce.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Leslie Nielsen, fucking Spy Hard.
What's the worst job you ever had?
Teacher. No. YouTube. Do YouTube magic.
Favorite magician?
I would say probably David Williamson.
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy?
I would talk to a lawyer immediately.
What's your most highly recommended magic product or book?
Expert card technique.
And we have hit the end.
Boom.
Of the question.
How many was that?
15.
15.
15.
Loser.
Yeah, you're like
Wow.
just below
Short
average.
loser.
You short loser.
Below
I was-
average.
Well, you know what? All right. To be honest, those are some pretty intense questions. And I watched the one with Xavier, and he did 20 of them, but he answered them like shit. He's like, "Oh, what's your favorite magician?" I don't know. So you took that as an answer. All right. You said, "Yeah, that's fine. That's good." So
Yeah, you also said your dream vacation destination was
It's
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
So
where you
yeah,
live.
who's talking?
because listen, what my dream destination for vacation? Where am I gonna want to go? All right, it's the same
Biggest
shit wherever
pet
you
peeve.
go.
People who ask about pet peeves. Next question.
Yeah.
People who ask
Your
about
first
pet
3
peeves.
answers were pretty
Yeah,
terrible.
because you really took your time on some good ones there.
Oh my goodness, what is my pet peeve? People who ask about pet peeves. People who care about pet peeves and go, "Hey man, what's your pet peeve?" I go, "That's my pet peeve, motherfucker. That right there, what you just did." That, and you know what? No. I got a fucking pet. Yeah, that's me. That's me internally. My pet peeve is fucking road rage. Okay, people that don't understand the rules of the road. I'm pedestrian of the century. When it's my right of way, right? When the little white guy shows up, I run across the street. It doesn't matter that it's my right of way. And I see people taking their time, abled people walking just slowly because they can. No, you're demoting the economy by walking that slow. I run across because I want you to get to where you need to go and promote the economy by, I don't know, buying some fucking Bluetooth headset, whatever, right? But road rage is my biggest pet peeve, and people that don't understand the rules of the road and then hit you while you're on your motorcycle and they're on their GMC Acadia on an intersection that they ran to stop sign because they were texting their mother.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Yeah, no, Scarlett. That was her name. She hit me with her car. Her name was Scarlett.
Scarlett.
She had a stripper name. What?
Yeah,
What?
Scarlett. Wow, Scarlett Johansson
Yeah,
was
no,
a stripper and then hit you.
in
No,
Miami.
Scarlett Gonzalez. Different. Scarlett Rodriguez.
Gonzalez?
I don't know what. Yeah, Gonzalez. I don't know what she was from. Yeah, that's funny. I'm just reading a couple of the comments here. Jesus, why do you have to remind me of that?
Roadhog says, please ask Pig Cake if he thinks what's fun or what do you think is funnier, Jabrizi's double lift get ready or the numbers 13 and 50?
Oh God. You know what? Just even though this is after dark, I think that's too dark of a reference. But I gotta say, Jabrizi was great. Oh my,
Just electrocute yourself. It's like blah.
You just
No, I pressed a button on the interface and it just shot me in the or did something. But Jabrizi, unironic, it sounds good, right?
it sounds
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, it
Okay.
sounds a little bit worse than before.
Oh, really?
Just like
That's
a little
funny. I don't
bit.
know.
Just
I don't
a
know what
little.
I touched. I touched something with my.
Oh,
massive
not
hand.
that. Don't.
Okay, it
No,
sounds
that
good.
one's worse. No, that one made it worse.
Are you joking, or is it like really?
You
No,
sound
yeah,
actually you
way-
sound really
way
bad.
worse. Like, did you touch something else?
I hope not. I don't think so. How about now?
Did you
Uh,
are you there?
sounds about the same.
Ah, you guys are fucking right now.
Just a
You
little
guys
bit.
are fucking
little
right
bit.
now.
A little bit.
Am I gonna have to look up the stream and make sure that I sound good?
Oh yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
He looks at the stream and
Yeah,
goes, ah.
you
It
fuck.
sounded
Okay.
fine.
But Jabrizi, in that video, I don't know if you've seen it with Piff,
Oh
Right?
yeah, I think I
that
saw it.
legendary video where he goes, "Oh yeah, just lock it in your mind. All right, think of your card. Okay, think of it. Yes. All right. Was this that wasn't it, right? Good. All right. We'll just take. I'm like, dude, you've been doing magic for like at least 15 years, according. No, you've been doing magic for 97 years, according to your whatever the fuck your bio, your videos where you talk about your life while the alarm goes off. I don't know if you remember that video in particular.
No, I don't remember
No?
that one. No.
He has one.
You're
where
way
the-
deeper in the Jabrizi rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and
Yeah.
watch some of these.
No, I went in there. There was one video where he's like, "I'm magic culture, man. I had a hard time, in my life, and the alarm of the fucking fire alarm keeps going off because he didn't replace the battery.
oh yeah, they're like
Wrecked my ass. I did a parody
That's
video of
all.
that, and I put that sound in. I put that same
Oh
sound
my
of
God.
just beep, just to fucking have some authenticity. But yeah, you know what? That double lift is funnier.
That
And
is that's great. No, yeah, it's hilarious. how-
Oxymoron said if Pig Cake turns off his mic, it sounds a lot better.
Now we did the 20 questions. So Ryan, are you ready to hit him with the question that we teased earlier?
I think so. I think so. I
You
think
want
it's
to hit him
time.
with it?
Yeah, stop teasing my
Pig
balls.
Cake, would you rather
Mhm.
look like a potato or feel like a potato?
Look like a potato or feel like a potato? You know what? Fuck. That could be deep. That could be deep because
Could
looking
be.
like it, fine. I could have energy, right? But feeling like a potato, like you wake up and you're like, I'm just gonna doze off. Oh, you know what? Look like a potato.
But that's the question. How do we know that a potato feels that way?
Well, okay. I guess, man, you're. What are you? Some sort of theologian? Are you some sort of some deep thinker here?
He
Someday we're
was a
gonna be-
pastor.
I
He is
was a
a
pastor.
theologian, right?
Yeah?
there.
I did take religion and theology in
Okay,
university.
so you're gonna be out here like, what's the potato? Like you start your
Yeah.
thing like that. What's
Play
a
the scene
potato?
from the
guys?
Matrix. There is no potato.
Can we
There's
talk about
no
the
potato.
onion and peel back the layers of the
Yeah.
onion to see
No, but
what's
a
in the middle?
potato. A potato is just one unit. It's just
Peel
a,
back the
a
skin of this
thing.
potato.
That's that's too sexual. I know that it's magic after dark, but I don't want to be thinking of potato foreskins. Like I don't want to think if they're cut or not.
You know,
they
I
had
don't know
breasts.
how much of the audience was thinking of potato foreskins until you said that, but 100% is now.
Is now
Well,
100%.
They're playing at the Starbucks potato foreskins.
Potato foreskins?
Yeah,
Is that
they're
the DLC for the Mr. Potato Head Man?
Well, no, they're a ska band. They play in Starbucks parking lots on weekends. Could you imagine? That's one of my favorite bits, by the way. If it sounds like a band, I know it's a terrible joke, but you drop it at the right moment and they go, oh. Potato Foreskin sounds like a great band. So you go, oh, they're playing at the Pickle on Thursday. You want to come? And
Nice.
people go, yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's watch Potato Foreskins. What do they sing about? Like Idaho and fucking, I'm trying to think of different potato types.
Now that
But
is
you're right.
the interesting Bill Kalush. That's what Bill does. Bill is a potato farmer.
He's a potato farmer?
Potato foreskin remover? No, potato
Yeah.
farmer.
Yeah,
Potato
believe that.
farmer.
That's what Bill does outside of doing magic. He's a potato farmer.
Really? Wow.
I bet that potato is more like farming potato is probably more enlightening than magic tricks.
Well,
Like,
it's way
probably
more alive than magic.
Yeah.
Right? It's dead. So
It's more practical. You're dealing with
Yeah.
real life stuff.
I was
Yeah.
heavy on potatoes for a little bit because I bought a peeler, like a Titan peeler, That I don't know if you ever seen a video of like, oh, the world's greatest peeler. You could just hit it and it peels, like that fucking viral video from like 20 years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
When I was younger, I had this thing called a rotato. And you like put it on and you just spin it and the little blade goes around it.
It cuts the skin, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But why do they take the skin off? The skin is the best part. I don't
But
understand that.
you know what's cool is you could then take the skin and like fry the skin up and stuff. Which is
just eat it as
pretty
part of one unit. Like there you go. The world's greatest
Look at
peeler.
that thing.
Dude, that's me. That's me, dude. I'm out here with a potato.
You need the Titan peeler.
That looks
Fuck
so
yeah.
dangerous.
I'm so erect right now from the thought of just,
Microblade technology, man.
dude, that's exactly how it is, man. That is me
Bro,
right now. That's
You gotta
me
pull
in
up.
3 hours.
This is literally a regular peeler, bro.
Yeah, it looks like just a regular peeler.
It's not a regular peeler, all right? And I resent your tone when you said that.
Blaze,
It's
you
so
gotta
much
look up.
smoother.
You can
than a
you gotta
regular
look up
peeler.
the rotato.
Yeah, the Rotato's wild. But
That is
because
way better.
that's the most if I brought the concept of a Rotato to my Cuban household, my mom would probably like excommunicate me because she's like, what do you look at you, Mr. Fancy. You want to get rid of the skins of the potatoes. Like, look at Mr. Rich. Like, we could get rid of that. Like they were telling me that in Cuba.
This potato.
There you go.
There it is. Well, that's the automatic rotato. That one is like hardcore.
They had money. Yeah, that's the family that had. You had the one with the crank, right? Like that white plastic
the
crank.
Yeah.
This is the kitchen must-have. I know, it really is.
Or like,
Dude,
look at that thing.
this is taking huge chunks of potato out. Like this thing has full divot. Like this potato is
gone.
ribbed for her pleasure at this point.
That's a
you know
French
what?
fry.
It was crazy. It had like this round, like razor blade, like curved razor blade that just spun around. Dynamite.
And you lose so much potato from that. What the fuck?
So much potato.
I was gonna say, and
Yeah.
my mom would tell me that in Cuba they would deep fry the skin of the orange, and then eat it like steak. They'd pretend that it was steak and be like, "Oh, this is great steak." I'm like, yeah, that's if I brought that to my mom in the household and be like, "Hey, this potato peeler removes half of the potato, mom." they'd fucking, hey, you're sleeping outside today. Come
Let me see,
mierda.
let me go grab my rotato.
Like
Let's
I do
see how much
sepa.
it takes off.
It's like, just so you know, they'll teach me a lesson. They have me sleep outside. Be like, en qué hora?
That's it.
That's another one too that was weird. I remember when I first met X, I thought he was Puerto Rican because he said he's at least Puerto Rican. He doesn't speak Spanish, so I'm like, oye, ¿qué pasa contigo, bro? He's like, what the fuck? What you, huh? ¿Qué?
He knows some Spanish, but like not. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I was disappointed. I got some disappointment ointment from that.
yeah.
Oh, that's
who
oh
is
my
it?
god. Oh fuck! I just read that comment. I just read that. Butch is the pig.
Oh my
Are you gonna
god.
Yeah, bring that
pull
up.
that one up?
Do either of you have a Nintendo Switch within reach? If so, put it to your ear. You will look like Pigcake with a regular phone.
Today I ran into somebody at CVS, which you guys refer to as Dwayne Reed.
No,
Right,
we say
and,
CVS. Oh,
you
do
say
you say
CVS,
Dwayne
okay.
Reed? You say
No,
Dwayne
that's the New
Reed
York.
in Canada?
Dwayne Reed is the one in New York. I remember going there. I'm like, this is
CVS.
CVS. Okay, but you don't have CVS IMAS.
CVS IMAS? There's more?
IMAS. Yeah, IMAS means con
We
la
don't have
farmacia.
CVS over here.
Okay. Yeah, so
I
here
know
you
what
could
CVS
get
is.
your prescription for oxycodone in fucking CVS IMAS and be like, yeah, please give me my prescribed meth, please. Like you can get that at the IMAS. You can't get that at CVS.
IMAS.
You only get that at CVS IMAS. But this
It's
person had a
IMAS
meth.
parking lot? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weird man. We got some weird stuff here, dude.
Yo, Brian.
Every time I go somewhere.
Hay un poco más afuera.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish or you just enough to get a Taco Bell?
I had a Spanish class Spanish, so like I went through to AP Spanish, so like I have enough to like.
¿Dónde está el
I don't
baño?
know.
¿Dónde está el gato? Me gusta los
Puedo ir al
gatos.
baño.
Le llamo Blaze.
Necesito.
Me gustan los gatos. Yeah,
I mean,
that was
I can talk like if someone's talking to me in Spanish, but like
okay.
I don't have enough people that I really practice with that often, so it's like
Yeah.
I kind of don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. You know?
Well, I mean, do you put where you're from? Like, can I say where you're from?
Where I'm from,
Yeah, can I say it like out loud, like
Yeah.
on stream without like
yeah.
the place you're from, Connecticut, right? So in there,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of like that because I
You're
knew a
getting
couple
stalked
people.
now. You're getting
Yeah, right.
stalked by pig cake stalkers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pigcake
right. Oh, yeah,
fucking
great.
hung up. Yeah, dude.
But I knew a couple people, like a couple Colombians that moved up there, and I'm like, what the fuck from
So
Colombia?
yeah, my
I don't know.
mom. So my mom taught for 30 and a half years
Mhm.
in an urban district. So she taught in New Britain, Connecticut, which
Okay.
was like, I think 85% of her students were like Puerto Rican.
Okay.
And, like, it was like she had a lot of
rivals.
like Hispanic, African American, and then like very
Yeah.
few white students. Yeah.
Those
So,
are our rivals.
because-
I'm like, you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
took our flag. You just changed the blue for the red.
Our
Like, what do
flag.
you? Or sorry, the
You
red for
took
the
your
blue.
gerbs.
I should not. Yeah, you took our June. That's how the Cubans feel about the Puerto Ricans. I'm like, you guys. Oh, you're almost a state. Oh, mira eso, fancy. You're part of the states. All right, we're just out here making orange steaks.
Making
You-
orange steaks.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is people were like, "You're not ready for pig cake," and then when I met you prior to the show backstage, I was like, "It's a regular guy like me."
I
like,
think
he'd
I've met
say
you
the same
before,
thing."
though. I think I've met you before. I could have sworn that. Did you go to Magi Fest in 2017 or 2018?
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, I think I met you there. I remember meeting a couple people. I was like with X. I went incognito.
Oh yeah,
So,
with X and yeah.
I was there. I was like, hey man, dude, and Xavier knew that I was going right.
I probably
and-
couldn't see you though because like I
Oh.
don't look down. Like yeah, it's like
Hey guys.
Hey,
He's like, you were probably in my periphery.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, Blade, I was like,
Yeah.
why is it?
What?
Do you have a third arm? Why is this arm like waving?
I hear a
Like,
voice. What's this? A mosquito?
hey guys.
remember You know what? I hated it too because I think the person RB who's in the chat, he made a meme when the competitive company that rhymes with illusionist when they came out with the cohort stack, right? You remember that? I don't know if you're allowed to say the name, but they had the red cohort and they had the blue cohort and the red cohort, and they had like a whole controversy because the red cohort was like this thin for an entire deck in the picture, and the blue cohort was like this thick. I don't know if you remember that. So then somebody photoshopped me and said, he goes, hey, look, Big Cake's the red cohort. And then it was a picture of me standing next to Peter Turner. And it's like, oh, look, but Peter Turner's the blue cohort. Because there's a video of him doing a trick for me, and I'm looking up on him while he's showing me this fucking stupid trick. And I hate the memes that came out of that. Oh,
Peter Turner would be like, did you really pick a card? Or did you,
Did you really?
merely believe that you'd seen the idea of picking a card? in
yeah,
your
let me
eyes?"
touch your throat. Let me
Guys,
touch your throat. Say the
Touch
card.
well, you're just gonna put the tuning
Let
fork.
me touch his throat.
You gotta do the tuning fork to the third eye.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Replacement tuning fork
Yeah.
on the third
No,
eye.
he's I remember because I met him when they came here to do the How to Read Minds kit, and I didn't really know him. Like I didn't meet him. I was just talking to Cody. I knew Cody well, and then I messaged Peter, and I'm like, hey man, is this a good idea? And he goes, it's shit. I'm like, oh, you fucker. And from there we started talking more often. It's just a funny motherfucker. But it always comes up every single time. I know that I get a call. I'm like, oh, hey, man, are you good? Are you good? Is everything fine? Oh, man, I was concerned because, I keep seeing all of you guys getting hurt. I'm like, what do you mean you guys? Yeah, there was like a kindergarten class that got fucking.
They got murked.
I
All
think
right,
that's
yeah.
what I wasn't ready for was the comments that would come in from people like the whole like usually there's comments, but mostly questions, and
Uh-huh.
like, your comments are all just usually roasts. Like people are like,
Well, yeah.
it's,
You know what?
which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, in the Reddit, I remember I'm like, hey guys, I made a video. I'm the first one that got one before they did the box,
Yeah.
and I made a video, and they had to put warning pig cake on the fucking video, and then all the comments were like, yeah, this is not what we need in the Magic community. We don't need this. I'm like, what? Are you gonna ask what's in the box? Like, are you gonna ask what's the tricks? But it's all like, yeah, you made, I'm like, all right, it's magicians, man. It's fucking
Yeah.
magicians just being magicians. Which is why I always say I fucking hate magicians. But then I meet magicians and I'm like, oh, you guys also hate magicians. I love you guys.
Yeah,
You know,
So you found your niche.
There you go.
Your
I
niche.
found my
It's
niche.
people that
I'm like,
love magic but hate magicians.
that's
you
it.
guys.
There's a lot
I always
of
say-
people like that. There's
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
I'm always saying that, and not to suck my own penis, but I'm always saying that you got to be a person first, right? So one thing that genuine advice to people that are like, oh man, how do I get better at this? Is like, you got to be a person first and then a magician. And I understand the passion for magic. I have it, right? I love magic. It's given me a livelihood. It's given me, a love for a thing for, I think, more than 20 years now. But you got to be a person first. And regardless of how much you love magic, you need to be an individual. And then magic could supplement that. But if you have magic, imagine somebody catches you, right? When you do something. If you only have magic, you're fucked. You're naked because you don't have anything to fall back on. You're not a person. But, you know, you got to be a person. What happens? The heckler question is one that I get all the time. Like, oh, what do you do if somebody heckles you? What would you do if somebody came up to you and grabbed your phone? What would you do if somebody grabbed your drink? You know, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's the same exact thing. Somebody making fun of you or saying something like legitimately, like, how would you respond to that? There's no technique or secret method. We're humans. We're in a society, to quote George Costanza. You know, we live in a society. So when it comes to that, how would you respond to somebody as a human? That's how you deal with them.
Do you know what I would call that? Please?
A gold nugget, mic drop, game changer.
Gold nugget.
Right
Boom.
there.
Mic
That was a great
drop.
way of articulating that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. I think that's. I was talking to Spidey today, and we were talking about a product that I might bring out, and
New teaser.
little teaser. It's
A shocker.
Still, yeah, exactly. I wasn't ready for that. No, still in
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Still in prototype form, but we were chatting about something, and then we were talking about FISM and stuff that just happened this past weekend, or the qualifiers for FISM, and there was no one there. I actually, we had Stuart McDonald on a few weeks ago, and he was competing in it, and so I purchased the online stream of it. And they showed the audience, and there was 12 people there. And I'm like, wow, way to go. Terrible, right?
Killing it.
That thing should have been packed. You have some of the best magicians in the world competing, and it was bad. But we were talking about something that happened there, and we came back to the point that you have to be yourself, and you have to, or be a character at least, so that if someone does trash you, what would that character say? Right.
Okay. Okay.
At least so you know how to respond. But so many times, like you said, there's so many magicians that all they do is magic. And then if something happened, they just freeze. And it's that didn't happen in my bedroom or in my basement. That doesn't happen in the mirror, you know? And it's when shit hits the fan, who are you? Right.
Exactly.
So,
that's something. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's you end up with a lot of kids that might be socially awkward or don't feel like they fit in or haven't necessarily developed the social skills to the level of their peers. And then they use this to supplement that of oh, well, I can feel more comfortable and confident in these social situations that I'm actually anxious in if I just am performing. And you end up with people not knowing how to be comfortable in those social situations because all they know is performing.
Exactly.
And I actually remember being in high school and having a girl say to me, and she said flat out, she was like, you realize you're a different person when you're not showing me magic tricks. She was like, you're so much cooler and more confident.
There you go. There you go, dude.
I need to be a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
from go ahead. Sorry,
I did a residency at Dave and Buster's, so it's an adult arcade bar thing, right? And so so many times
that sounds rough.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Because we did a 8:30 show and a 10:30 show. So 8:30 you might have some families or whatever, but 10:30 you're looking at college age drunk guys and girls coming in and then watching a mentalism show, right? And it's if you can perform there and get by there, people now that will hire me to be oh, the audience is pretty tough. And I'm no. I had a guy in the theater one time saying, I do tattoos. Anybody need a tattoo? Hit me up at this. And I'm in my show, I picked a volunteer and the guy was not that one. He's in on it. And I'm wow, and obviously no one was in on it, but it was okay, how do you take care of that? Right. So I did. And eventually the guy left the theater and the entire audience erupted with clapping and stuff. And I said, and it was just fun. I joked around with the audience with it. I was I did a trick later. I was do you guys notice that?
Nice.
I'm like, it's an octave lower in the room right now. Like,
Okay.
because one
Yeah.
guy, you know,
Cunt over here.
like, and it, you know, we just went back and forth, and after,
But it was a
people are coming-
stage. It was a stage in
It's
Dave &
stage,
Buster's?
yeah, I'm up on stage, and so
Okay.
like people would came to me after the show, like I was out in the foyer saying hi to everybody, and people were coming up like, "Wow, you handled that guy so good," and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's like I just do what I would do if someone was being an ass in the show, right?
See?
Like, how do you remove that
Yeah.
person? So
As an individual, yeah, and not
Yeah.
as a magician. There's not like a be all end all. Like, oh, here's the secret hack. What you got to do is you got to touch their throat, and then they go, oh, that's the technique. All right, there.
So
There's
I
none
just-
of that.
jujitsu. That's
Yeah.
the answer. Jujitsu.
But that
And-
sounds
and
like a
the thing
rough
is that-
crowd,
yeah.
man.
And this
Oh,
whole
it
advice,
is fun,
like,
though.
oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. It
But
could
this
be a
whole,
rough
like-
crowd. I'll say that. Yeah, sorry, we're going back and forth. It could be
Yeah, I
a
was
rough
gonna
crowd.
say
But I
I
think
know
every
which one.
magician should get thrown into that.
exactly. Yeah, like
we would have so
embarrass
many
yourself.
guys. We'd have so many guys come and bomb, like
Mhm.
guys that you think were really great performers, and then they get into that room, and it's such a tough room
Mhm.
that they're like on stage, like just dying, right? But
Yeah,
uh,
hammered college kids, bro.
but I
Fuck.
would, I will tell you, I think I've mentioned on the podcast where I used to play a game with Peter McKinnon, so here's my magic enter. We used to call it pussy outs. Because we would go downtown Toronto and we would go, hey, Blaze, you got to go and show that group of guys, like the gang over there, you got to go show them a magic trick. And so you'd have to go up. And if you went up and you failed, like if they didn't want to see anything, then you got a fail card. If you didn't go up, then you got a pussy out card, like you pussied out, right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
And so then the person who got the most at the end of the day, the next time we went out, you had to use a rainbow unicorn deck from
Nice.
Evo or whatever. I
Yeah.
think that was what his name was.
the
but,
worst.
yeah, the worst looking deck of cards where like you have to use these the whole time. And then if you got 13 pussy outs, you were kicked out uninvited to the group forever. Like you are not a
What?
magician anymore.
Fuck. Okay,
And-
that's rough.
And so we would invite like all of these magicians and we would go downtown, and it was so crazy how many magicians like they would go up and be like, my friends, I have to do this. My friends are making me do. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's so lame. That's
"What?"
so lame.
And so those people were
Anything.
like, you are uninvited. You're not allowed. But like, you have to just be able to go up to anybody. And I did it for two ladies. Yeah, exactly.
Just do
I
that.
did it for two ladies one time that had like so much plastic surgery. It looked like their faces were melting off. And I was like,
Yeah.
it was hard to perform. I was like I'm scared to talk to
Which
you.
eye do
but
I
I'm
look
going
at?
to do this, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's a great one, man. That's a
it-
great one because
it's
you
so
learn
good
not to give a
to-
fuck.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like now, after doing that for so long, it's like
Mhm.
I don't care who I'm performing for. Like
Mhm.
it could be the most awkward or crazy situation, and it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's the same for anything though. Like that's the same for like a social situation. That's one of the biggest tips in psychology is like embarrass yourself. Like find a lot of people and embarrass yourself somehow, and you're gonna find that it doesn't fucking matter. Like at the end of the day, they're gonna laugh. People are so into themselves that we assume that people care. Like we assume, oh my god, what are they gonna think? They have 1,000 things that they're worried about. They're not gonna give a fraction of a fuck. But if you're in a
Yeah.
performance situation and something happens, you learn, you move on. Right.
Yeah.
And that way you become battle tested. And even in a situation like that, people would hate to be in a situation like that. But you know, certain people would thrive in that, and then you learn from that rough thing. Because I can imagine doing a fucking Dave & Buster's with all the lights and all the amount of Bass Pro Shops hats that you must have dealt with now.
So
Right?
yeah.
God, they're all wearing the same shit now. I don't know if you noticed. They're all wearing Bass Pro Shop hats. And the youth, they're wearing Hawaiian
the
shirts.
youths. Who youths?
Right.
The Utes.
I have a couple local bars, and it's like sometimes I get inundated by college kids. This is how you know I'm fucking old. And you see them with their button-up shirts, button-up Hawaiian shirts, 3-inch inseam shorts, right, where you could see their almost their nuts, and Bass Pro Shop hat, and they look like they've never ever even held like a fishing rod. And you go, all right, yeah, I get it. You
Yeah.
watch TikTok.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, the,
unironically.
the lumberjack that's never cut a piece of wood, right? It's like,
Yeah, like they've set their camera up at some point, and they're like doing to like a fucking whatever track. I've seen that. I don't know if you've ever seen them. People do that in person.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's creepy.
You've seen that?
when you see people setting up and doing a TikTok dance, but like you can't hear the music, you just see them doing these weird dance. It's funny.
It's
But yeah, on the thing what you were talking about earlier with like, you know, advice for people of just like being a person first. It's like that also doesn't just extend to Magic. It's kind of anything, but like if someone like let's say you're one of those kids who was socially awkward or whatever and used Magic as a way to socialize, right? But then didn't learn how to actually be a person because in any situation where you felt uncomfortable, you just brought out a deck of cards and just didn't deal with it. Well, like the people that are super talented at anything, that are like hyper talented, they'll use that as a way to deflect from all the things that they're bad at, or to just not even focus on it at all. And you end up with like Michael Jackson's, where it's like, yeah, he's an amazing entertainer, but he definitely doesn't know how to be a person.
Yeah.
Like,
he
so
wasn't given that opportunity. Yeah. But you said it right. You nailed it earlier when you mentioned on that you're a different person, right? And there are two scenes that I wish I could find now. One of them, and I've mentioned him on a previous live stream of mine, is I don't know if you remember the show. Maybe Ryan, you remember there was a show called Blind Date.
Oh yeah,
right.
Dates,
it was like I think they did a reboot recently,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like
it's celebrity blind.
reboot recently. I don't
There's
know.
like celebrity blind dates now, which is super weird.
This one was very like, oh, we're gonna make sure that these two people hate each other. Like we're gonna get like a socialist and an alt-right guy to go on a date. It's like I wonder what's gonna happen, right? But in this one there was a magician, and I remember seeing this. This is like '99 or whatever when you were sperm Blaze. This is literally how old I am. But the episode was a magician and going on a date with a regular human, right? I forgot what the lady did, but she finds out that he's a magician, and you know you have maybe 15 minutes of knowing this person before you find out that he's a magician. And he's like, you know, a nice modest individual. And then the moment they say, hey, show something, he goes, all right, hey, so here I have $1. And she's like, what? She called him out. She goes, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're a different person. And then the other scene was from 40-Year-Old Virgin, where I believe what's his name, Michael Scott, I'm calling Michael Scott, Steve Carell, where he busts he takes a coin, like a giant coin, from this person's ear, right? And then he takes an ear from behind her ear. And she goes, so what, you carry that all day? Yeah, there you go. You got him. Is that Steve Carell? Steve Carell as a Funko Pop?
Yeah, Funko Pop as Magic.
Yeah,
where he's
but
in the
you gave us shit for having a little bit of a conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh! But you got a Funko Pop.
This was a gift. From a buddy when I got married.
Okay.
Although
this was also a gift. My Blue Eyes White Dragon on my dual disc.
Although I do have a Albert Einstein one as well, only because I talk about him in my show. So these are the only two that are allowed. In my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but then you got, at least you know what, that's better than having 19 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I'm sorry, I got to turn on you, Blaze. Now I got to turn on you.
Oh man, I thought we had something going.
19 Blue Eyes White Dragon, but those two scenes is just like you're a completely different person, and the best magician, I think, that really blurs that line between performance and getting into this character is Greg Wilson, because Greg Wilson, he'll literally, it's a conversation almost, right? You don't know what's the trick, you don't know what's him, you know that it's just this one unit, and there isn't any sort of blurring, there isn't all this character that you got to jump into. He's always a person, right? Whereas a lot of these magicians, and I was this way too, you know, I use magic as a crutch, and then eventually you learn through heartache and tribulations, like, no, you can't just be a magician, you got to be more than that. And it's a thing I keep telling, you know, younger magicians that ask me stuff, and I'm like, well, you're asking me genuine questions, that's great. I'm like, oh, but you know, I make dick jokes too, right? You know, it's kind of weird. They're like asking me genuine questions, but it comes from a video called the Syrian card trick. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad you found me on a video titled I'm trying to think of another odd title that I put on a video. I'm sure there's probably a bunch that I've permanently demonetized my channel.
Yeah.
But
it's watching the one today with Squid Game.
Have you watched all Squid Game?
Oh yeah,
in one shot. I was just like, 9 hours.
It took me 2 days. I had to stop because my parents. I wanted to watch it with them, but
it was funny because I watched it probably. It wasn't a month ago, but it had like just been added on. And I go through Netflix sometimes and just look for like stupid show. Like I'm like, this doesn't look good, and I hate absolutely hate when things are dubbed. Usually, I will not watch it. I'm just like so many friends are like, "Oh, this show's great," and I put it on. And it's dubbed, and I'm like, "No, done.
Whoa.
Can't get past it."
Because you got to do this.
Yeah, exactly. So I put on Squid Game like I want to say almost a month ago, and so I put it on in the back, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be so stupid," and then I got hooked. I watched it one day, just all the way through. And my wife came home and she's like, "What is this Squid Game thing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's so great. You gotta."
You're like, "You want to go back to episode 1? You want to go back?"
He hasn't watched it yet, but I was like, I watched the whole thing, and then one of her coworkers, her boyfriend, makes money selling things that are really popular at the time. So he like bought all these Squid Game masks and stuff from the supplier in China to then sell on Amazon or something. I was like, wow, this is intense. But
that's an entrepreneur, dude.
Yeah,
that's a guy that knows what he's fucking doing. That's gonna be all of Halloween. Speaking of 30
That's
days,
what he said. He goes, Halloween is gonna be nuts with this crap. So he bought him like tons and tons of masks. So
yeah, Jesus, that's
the next episode. I will be coming on as a square.
As a square. Yeah, I was gonna say you're the leader.
You're the leader, so I've got to be like a triangle or something.
You gotta
be triangle or circle.
You got to be the guy with the chisel.
Circle? You just demoted me down
no,
to circle.
Listen, you got to be the.
I mean,
I was literally
the guest is the circle, maybe like.
The guy who's the dude at the end that he's like, I don't know if you watched the show already. I could spoil it. Right?
No, you spoil,
He's a bro, so he takes off his mask, and we're supposed to remember him from the like ID picture that his brother had of him. That's the other part that I'm like, all right, I love the show, but he takes off his mask, and we're supposed to immediately go.
Yeah,
like I didn't know who that guy was.
Like, dude, that was like 6 episodes ago.
Like, and they showed his picture this fast. They showed his picture this fast. Like that, and you're supposed to go, like, oh my god, that's the guy from the small. That's
oh my god.
But then you see his reaction. Wonderfully done. South Korean stuff. I love watching a South Korean horror movie specifically. Fucking ace.
Parasite became one of my favorite movies. That was really good. And I want to see. Have you seen Okja? I think it's by the same guy.
Is that one? Not yet. Not yet.
No, I didn't watch. I never watched Parasite, but I will never forget Donald Trump's comment on it after. And he was like, we just had the Oscars and Parasite won for best movie of the year.
Parasite won. It's a movie. The way he talks. But what did he say about it specifically?
But he was like, do we this should be an American film that wins best movie. He's like, we already have foreign films that should win best foreign film. It's like he's like, it cannot be the best movie of the year. This is impossible.
Frankly, I think that should have been an American film. I don't know. We have American films. We have movies here. We got movies here. Like it's just always very eloquent when it comes to it.
Have you seen that clip? Have you seen the clip when he does the live stream and then the live stream ends, but the camera's still going on him? And so he goes to unbutton his jacket. So he's like, thank you and God bless America. And then he's like, okay.
Have you seen the cat one? Have you seen the cat one where he goes like that because he's saying 1,000 or whatever, and then they just kept that 2 second shot of him going like that, and it's just like, what the fuck was he turning into for 2 seconds? He just morphs into this character. That's a fucking character.
The greatest thing that he's done, and it's recent. It's recent. I don't know if you watched this. But there's been all the boxing matches, right?
The Triller fight. I watched the whole thing with George Masvidal.
Yeah,
and his son. Yeah,
and it's and his Trump and his son are the commentators for it.
Yeah, he's a strong fighter. That one. Yeah, he punches hard. Yeah, dude, it was hysterical because it's like
my buddy. I was like, I had a show, and he messaged me, and he's like, "You will never guess who the commentator is tonight." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, it's gonna be someone stupid." And he's like, it's Trump. And I was like, no, it cannot be. You're lying. This is like boxing where they just smoke pot and box. Yeah. And it's like ridiculous. And I hop on and it's Donald Trump. I was
It's
like,
the former fucking
Trump and his
president.
son, two guys they've never even heard of cardio before, and they're
Yeah.
just,
yeah.
But then
Fuck,
what
fighting.
they were talking about, like old shit. They were like, Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite fighters. Like they just went over like all the old stuff, like that what people their age would know, essentially on boxing. It was the best because the others they had two different audio streams. One was like 50 Cent, that and 50 Cent and some other guy. And 50 Cent was just literally high the entire time. And the other one was Trump and his son. And that one was, and then people like you got guests come in, and I'm like, what the fuck? This guy used to run the country, and now he's on the stream. It was I felt so American.
Like, Mario Lopez is like the host.
Yeah.
Of every, like it's so.
Oh my god.
So crazy. It's like
It's so weird.
Mashup of crazy people.
Dude, that guy's got it made. Mario Lopez, like imagine, like he's on everything. He's like Shaq.
He is on
You want to
everything.
get pizza? You want to get pizza? Papa John's, Shaq's on it. You want to go buy a pen from an Office Depot? Shaq's on it. Oh, you hurt yourself on the way to Office Depot? Get some Icy Hot. Shaq.
I just got a panini press, which also, by the way, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Take a sandwich, make it so much more than a sandwich by just throwing it in this. But it's a Shaq panini press.
Dude.
It's literally like Shaq is the one pressing my bread.
You want to take a vacation? Carnival Cruise Lines? Shaq is the spokesperson.
He's there. I went to the Wax Museum and they had a Shaq there, and I'm like, this is uncomfortable that there's a man this tall. I'm here on his nuts. I'm literally on his nuts from when he's there, because the thing is him like dunking.
Yeah.
And my height is literally my head is head on with his ball sack. So I need to find a picture.
Speaking of height and things that are tall, things
Ball
that might
sacks.
have layers like ball sacks, one might say we are approaching that time of the show. Are you ready, Mr. Pink Cake?
Lasagna! What's your favorite genre of lasagna?
Meat.
Lasagna.
Veggie.
Lasagna.
Plain.
Lasagna. Saucy. Lasagna. What's your favorite genre of lasagna? Color. Lasagna. Cheesy. Lasagna. Bolognese. Lasagna. Lasagna. Plain. Houdini. What's yours?
I was like, he never plays the whole song. He's taking it like he usually cuts it halfway through. And
I was really hoping the song was long enough.
That was so uncomfortably long. I fucking love it. Dude, what the fuck was that? Dude, that was so, I was dying after that. It was so long, and I'm like, this has to end in the next second. Like, there's no way this is like a minute stinger.
Usually I only play half of the song. But I had to pee so bad.
Dude,
So I was like,
fuck
I'm gonna
me
let
up.
this one ride.
When it started going into the names, I was like,
Looping?
oh,
It
he's
started
gone. I was like, Blaze left.
I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that stinger, that type of stinger. That's like
Oh my God,
make
what's
it.
the you talking about? You talking about
Lasagna.
that one?
Dude, that was fucking Raven, bro. Jesus, that is fucking hysterical. Well, you make it like average, but then you make it longer that it's enough that it's uncomfortable. That's the secret. Like you have to make it just enough. When you go, I'm done. Make it a little bit longer than that, and you got it.
I love the fact that we can watch the. I couldn't this time, but we can watch the people that are backstage when those stingers are playing.
Yeah.
And I just love that it's like the reaction from people is like it'll play and you'll see their face and they're like, lasagna? Did I lasagna? And they're like, what the fuck? And then they like start getting into it and they're like, okay, and they're like into it, but then it just gets like a little uncomfortably long and they're
45
like,
seconds.
am I still into this?
Oh, I gotta ask you something. I gotta ask you guys after this lasagna bit. I gotta ask you maybe a question that might put you guys after dark here. You know, maybe a little bit of an iffy question. Maybe stir the pot a little bit.
And I've got another question for you after that one. But first, we must get to what is your favorite genre of lasagna, Mr. Pig Cake?
What is it?
Well, lasagna, pasta, right? Lasagna is a form of pasta. I would say anti-lasagna.
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 What
I
is
think
that?
lasagna is a waste of pasta.
Oh my goodness.
Blasphemy.
It's not blasphemy, my friend. There's only one king of pasta, and it is beef
This
ziti and pink
explains-
sauce.
This explains some of the comments coming in about why you voted for Trump.
I can't see
Um,
them. Oh, there's one that said that.
All I'm
Great.
gonna say is like if you ate your lasagna, you might grow big and strong.
If I
That's
ate
what
my
my mom
oh, what are you, my
said.
great grandmother telling me to eat beans, and that's gonna make me grow? Legitimately, that happened.
Grow.
My great
trying to
grandmother.
find this photo I took this week of lasagna.
You know, also I want to accrue more of a soundboard, like go back to our past episode and get like the quotes and have my soundboard ready. But
Okay.
I found this gem of a quote that I've got. It's a Gordon Ramsay quote.
That's lasagna.
If you donut.
Well, that's a lasagna, and I'm the Pope.
A lasagna. On the post.
He is. Let me tell you,
That's a lasagna.
Gordon
Then I'm-
Ramsay.
Lasagna.
I've become anti-Gordon
Well,
Ramsay.
that's a lasagna, and I'm the Pope.
If that's a lasagna, then I'm the Pope.
Listen,
What, you become anti-Gordon Ramsay?
I've become
You either.
anti-Gordon Ramsay. I heard a
off
podcast
the show.
that mentioned some points against him. I'm like, you're fucking right. This guy shows up to your restaurant, right? And then he goes, your fucking restaurant sucks. You're dirty and you're ugly. And then you go, dude, fuck you. What the fuck? And he goes, fuck me. Fuck me. Right? It's like accurate. The guy's coming to your face, calling you a piece of shit. And then, at the end, he's the hero because he spent $30 in IKEA on like pillows. And he put them around your restaurant. And now he saved your restaurant. 75% of restaurants that I've been on that show have fucking tanked. And I feel like there's a direct correlation to Gordon Ramsay. It's not just because they were failing. It's because he expedited that process. That's my
So
argument.
I think that it's like you have restaurants that end up on the show that are already have been vetted to like this is a restaurant that's failing shitty, like bad
Condoms
restaurant.
on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, like just like man, bad decor choice. But so they
Yeah. Sorry.
so it's like it's already a failing restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And then
You bring
he
Gordon
gives
Ramsay.
them this exposure and he's like, oh, I've increased the quality of the food and stuff because I brought in my own chefs and I've taught them how to cook and stuff. And he's like, I've increased the decor. So now you got this wave of people and then he leaves. And now you've got a restaurant owner that still doesn't know how to run a restaurant now with a surge of customers and they can't handle it. Right. Isn't that
Dude,
like
the fucking one that I know personally is Bar Rescue, right? Bar Rescue went to
Bar
a place
Rescue,
a mile away from here, and I got to ask the owner about the fucking thing. One time I was there, and I'm like, dude, I saw you on Bar Rescue. And the guy goes, don't even fucking get me started. They had the guy. They go, hey man, we need to get a video of you in the office watching football, and he goes, okay, right, and he's just there in his office like, fuck yeah, Dolphins, yeah, go, and then they use that. In the fucking video that they shot, they go, the manager's never paying attention. He's always in the back room watching football. And then they cut from like, it could have been 3 days apart. It could have been a year apart. And they cut from a shot of like the people in the bar, like, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. And then the guys in the back, like, yeah, Dolphins. Fuck yeah. Dude, I'm like, and he couldn't sue because in fucking Ironclad, they had the amount of lawyers that they had on that motherfucker, but they made him just look like the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
They changed the
I did
name.
one thing with reality TV where you're like, it's not reality at all. Like it's the whole thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
Engineered.
This week I
Uh-huh.
watched this. Dana White does lasagna
TikToks amongst-
pizza.
Yeah.
Lasagna pizza. He
You
says
gotta
it's
get a
amazing.
whole sound. I'm gonna make a whole page on my soundboard that's all
Uh-huh.
buttons that are just lasagna related.
You don't got the every time I talk to X, he goes,
The
dude,
Stream
no, you
Deck?
got to check this out. It turns into not only the Stream Deck plays, it turns into, dude, but look at this. And he presses a thing and then the lights turn red and Marvin Gaye starts playing. He every time I'm like, I could talk about anything. Oh man, dude, I know my mom's gotten sick. I don't know what's going on. Dude, you know what fixed what fixed my mom, dude? When I press this button and my lights turn off and then on the Stream Deck, he goes, and then he takes the camera off and he shows you his 20 Stream Decks. He's like, I have one for the garage door. I'm like, you got a Stream Deck for your garage door, Xavier? Yeah, yeah, he does. So you need to get a Stream Deck. That's my my long-winded way of telling you that.
Yes. Yeah. No. Stream Deck.
What there you go.
Stream Deck.
But you got the what the 5x5 or whatever the fuck.
This is the
baby.
yeah. This is the XL in Canada.
No, you gotta get 30 by 30. The one that
Yeah.
needs like an extra power socket placed in your house, like a
That's
special
it.
one.
I
Well, yeah,
love,
but the thing that X is like, oh yeah, man, I've got some XL, I've got a regular one, I've got 3 minis, and it's like, why'd you have 3 minis? You could have bought one more regular one, or just
Yeah.
had 2 XLs. Why do you need 3 minis?
yeah.
Says an
Why are you getting
amateur.
3 with
All right.
and he's like, nah, man, what you don't understand is like, this is not an X impression at all.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, man, what you don't understand is like, I gotta have it set up so that I don't have to look. That's the problem. He's like, with you gotta look and make sure you're
Yeah.
hitting the right button. I've got 5 minis and they're all big buttons, so I never even look. Like, I just do
40
this,
chest.
and then my whole room changes.
Yeah, it's 40 chest, but every time, no matter what we're talking about, he goes, no, you got to see this, and he shows me. He's so proud of it too. It's like he looks tough. He looks like Ice Cube, but he's a teddy bear. He's a gummy bear inside his heart.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love.
Big time.
What the fuck is this segment about lasagna?
Oh yeah. By the way, we have a follow-up question.
Follow up question.
So let's say now you didn't. What was your favorite genre of lasagna? You said you were anti-lasagna.
I said I was anti-lasagna. Yeah, lasagna is a type
If
of
you were to
pasta.
pick a favorite genre of lasagna, because it's necessary for the follow-up question.
Okay, a type of lasagna, it would probably be Marie Callender's vegetarian microwave lasagna.
Ah,
Wow.
microwave.
Microwave. Instant.
You're in the
lasagna.
same boat as Colin Cloud.
Yeah.
His favorite is microwave.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah.
Sweat Poultry says pro-Trump, anti-lasagna. What a piece of shit.
Oh, thank you, Sweat Poultry. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, I don't know if you follow that subreddit called it's like it's a specific subreddit for when the username is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like, and the username would be like I love Hitler 69, and he'll leave a comment saying like, listen, I had a hard time with my mom when she had cancer, and these are the things that I did to better my life. And then the person goes, thank you, I love Hitler 69. Like that's literally the whole subreddit. That's what it feels like right now with Sweat Poultry.
Sweat
Thank you,
Poultry.
Sweat Poultry.
Sweat Poultry.
So now let's say that you had a microwave lasagna.
Yeah.
And Ryan, would you like to take it away with what happens next?
Sure. If you had Marie Callender's one lasagna, you baked one, and then you baked a second one, and you place a second one atop of the first one, do you now have one lasagna or two?
Well, here's the thing. Luckily, because usually when we're talking about lasagna, we're specifically talking about just the pasta and the meats and the cheese between them, right? That's it. This time, my friend, there's a piece of plastic.
Oh no, you gotta dump that out.
Oh, then I
Yeah.
have one piece of lasagna. Easy. I have one piece of lasagna. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Super
Wow,
easy.
that's easy.
All right.
Once we got rid of the metal shitty trays that they come in.
Get rid of the
Plastic
Yeah.
cancer tray. Yeah. But then microwave it, and then it goes directly into the trash can. I wish I had a trash can stinger right now that I just set this whole thing up. So then right now I just press the button and it's like burn, trash can, lasagna in the trash can. The amount of foresight that I would have to have is illegal in order for me to have known that. Yeah, I'd have to have crazy levels of foresight. I wonder if they're going to talk about lasagna and then I could just, have a stinger that I make about lasagna being thrown in a garbage can. Do you guys really like lasagna?
Honestly, like it's all right.
Okay. All right, good. I'm
pretty
glad. I'm glad because
I'm more interested in like the concept of lasagna, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like the
Okay.
potato. It's kind of like the potato, like the layers of a potato.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. I don't know what
There's a lot
potatoes.
of
are.
Like
layers
we
in
both
lasagna.
don't really. I mean, I don't know if Ryan does nowadays, but we don't really do dairy, either of us. So like, we can't
Yeah.
have one of the crucial ingredients of a lasagna unless it's a vegan
Yeah.
one.
That is true. I went to the doctor recently because I thought I had a hernia, and this very attractive doctor told me verbatim, it's like, no, you're just an idiot. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you need to stretch. I'm like, all right. And then I said, but I think I also have lactose intolerance. And then she asked me, oh, do you have bloating and cramps when you eat dairy? And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, how long has that been going on? Like a year. And she goes, you might be lactose intolerant. And what I told her verbatim as well was, I rather you tell me that I have an AIDS tumor than tell me that I have lactose intolerance. And she goes, I'm sorry, but you're going to have pills that you take every time before you eat them. I eat so much cheese before, man. Dude, I was a dairy head eating cheese sticks, like the peel off ones.
The peel offs. Yeah.
breadsticks.
Oh, just mounds of that pizza, just slamming it in my face. And then they told me, yeah, I'm sorry. Now you have to take Lactaid every time. Oh, you guys don't eat cheese out of principle or just for like diet?
I can't. It makes me sick.
It makes you sick. Okay, so you're also you can't do it. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you guys were like anti-dairy, like anti-big dairy.
No, I'm not anti-big dairy. They can do what they want
Fuck
to do.
big dairy and their capitalism.
Uh,
That's what
no,
I thought.
yeah, but you said that you had a question for us that might bring things even more after dark, and then I'm excited for my follow-up to your follow-up. So
Magic After Dark, After Dark. I don't know if you could even answer it,
after
but you guys, I wish I had a stinger. Man, fuck. I regret not making one because I'd be like, question, like another one. Like another one after the lasagna one. You guys would lose your minds. What the fuck happened? Okay, there you go.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys
trying to do something and I didn't do it.
could even mention this, but you guys have done quite a bit of interviews here on Magic After Dark, right? You've had several, I'm sure, that
A few,
maybe
yeah.
didn't go the way you intended. So you, my friends, which interview would you say did you think did not go as you planned?
Well, I kind of want to go back through the list.
Yeah, let me
Because
pull
that
up.
involves you specifically, I don't know, maybe mentioning magicians that made you feel awkward. That's what I'm getting at. So I don't know if you want to answer.
He's
You
like,
don't have
I
to.
don't know. I don't know if magicians can make us feel awkward because
Okay.
we intentionally try and make them feel awkward.
It is true.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Okay.
I think we've been able to save ourselves from that. You know.
Okay.
You know,
I asked.
you know,
Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
will say, I'll say one guy that not threw me off, but I was not expecting him maybe to be as crazy as he was.
Okay.
Was Andre.
Oh yeah. Andre was way crazier.
Okay.
Yeah, and Andre was great. Actually, I called Spidey on the weekend as well because he was at FISM, and Andre answered the phone and was like, "I want to see more of you." So, and I was like,
fucking. Oh.
I was like, "What? Why are you answering Spidey's phone?" And I didn't know he was there as well. But
Yeah. Oh, that's so
yeah,
funny.
he was one that was
Okay.
that was
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
was
I
trying
mean,
to
I
be-
think
yeah.
that like one thing that surprised me was
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, but at the same time, it's like I don't think that we've really had any that were like that
Like a
threw us
shitty
off,
interview.
you
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause,
Okay.
like,
No, it was
we're
still a
throwing
good
them off.
interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Okay.
we've had
Okay.
all good interviews, which it's great. I think that one was like Doug McKenzie would
Uh-huh.
not. He when we had the ridiculous segments, yeah, it was stone face. It was like he answered the ridiculousness as seriously as possible. And the thing is, it's not like he would try and shut down the ridiculous
Uh-huh.
topics. He would dive into it, but
Yeah,
we're
but-
just having like a real 45-minute discussion about the logistics of lasagna right now, and we weren't trying to do that.
No,
Like we
dude,
were
like,
just
yeah.
trying to have a funny bit, and then he was literally like, well, you see that lasagna is really more of a winter dish, and if
Okay.
I'm trying to have some stews and other warm,
Very
hearty winter foods, then perhaps I would go with a lasagna.
Yeah.
But and then it was
Yeah.
just like, yo, dude, we're just like having fun. Like I think
Yeah.
Doug was still a good interview, though. I think it was a
Okay.
really fun one. It was a good
but
interview.
that
It was
threw
just
you
the
off.
fact that he was
Was
very
good.
serious, even
Okay.
in the things that weren't serious.
Yeah,
That's hysterical. I love
there's
that.
been a
Like,
few
just-
that I thought
Uh-huh.
would be super short.
Uh-huh.
I don't mind saying this because I told them, but the Evisons, I said to my wife, this is my office upstairs, and our bedroom is in the next room. So she'll
Mm-hmm.
go down to the basement and like sleep on the couch until I'm done Magic After Dark, and then come upstairs. And I said to her, "Oh, these guys are older. It'll be done in like an
Nice,
hour and a
yeah.
half max."
Yeah. They got
And
really
8
professional.
hours later, we got off with them.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
Like
And I was like-
legitimately 8 hours later. Like
8
legit.
hours.
No fucking way.
8
Like
hours.
we
yeah.
started at 10 p.m. and then we were on the phone with them until what, 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah.
The live stream was that fucking long,
Yeah.
or just
well,
afterwards?
So we talked to them beforehand, like same as when we were talking to you.
Live stream was
beforehand.
4 hours and 15 minutes.
4 hours and 15-minute live
And then we
stream,
kept talking.
and then
Okay.
usually we'll say like goodbye, after the live stream, like thanks for coming on, we'll see you later, have a good one, blah blah.
Yeah.
And usually it's like 5-minute kind of wrap up with the guest kind of thing. And so we kept talking to them, and then I literally, but I think you left your office or your room. I left my office. I took my stuff downstairs to the
And they're
basement.
still there.
Still there. And then Tessa goes, okay, I'll be back. She goes upstairs to make a bowl of cereal for like breakfast at this point. And I'm starving. I haven't eaten in like 8 hours now. I'm like, I need to go to McDonald's or something now. Like, and she comes back with her bowl of cereal and is pissed that we had left the convert. Like at that point, I'm like, it's 5:30 in the morning. Like, she sends us a message like, guys, I just went to get cereal. Where the hell did everybody go?
I'm
Like,
offended like
like,
that. Like
yeah,
what?
I was like, it's been 8 hours. And
Like
I didn't get paid, and I didn't get any lunch break. So I'm going to eat. Like,
That's fucking great. But wait, hold up. You said McDonald's, right? How?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've obviously been down here. You've had McDonald's down here, right?
Yeah.
So what's the preferable McDonald's? Canadian or good old fashioned trans fat?
yeah,
I
yeah.
would say it's got to be Canadian.
Yeah.
No.
So the
because-
thing is, because I can't eat American fries at McDonald's, but I could eat Canadian fries because they put dairy in the McDonald's fries in the US.
No fucking way. What do you mean they put dairy in the
It's only in the US. If you go to the UK or whatever, go to McDonald's, there's no dairy in the fries. They put milk in the fries in the US.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we don't have that.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
but I will say this, that America is way cheaper for McDonald's. Like you guys are like the dollar store of McDonald's. Like I went to Pennsylvania with my buddy Denny, and I'm doing a show there for him because he couldn't do it, and his show got canceled. So he comes over, sees me perform, and he goes, "Okay, I'm going back to his house to crash that night." And I go, "Man, I'm starving. I gotta eat. There's nothing open but McDonald's." So he drives through ahead of me, and he goes, "I'll pay for the guy's order behind me." So I pull up, and there's a McBundle, and I'm like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was like, "What the hell's a McBundle?" I was like, "We don't have that in Canada." And I look, and it's like 2 Big Macs, 10-piece McNuggets, fries, couple Cokes,
How much?
$20. I was like,
Okay, that's wow. You went to one with inflation, my dude.
yeah, exactly. But it was like $20 with tax, probably. It was like 17.
Is there a ballet outside of this McDonald's?
Yeah, it was a fancy one. But I was like, $20? Like one 10-piece McNugget meal cost me like 15 here. And I was like,
dude, you know what
That's
fucked me up? Burger King here has, I think, 10 McNuggets for $1.
oh yeah. I think it's $1.99 or $3.99 here or something. It's crazy cheap though.
What is that? What are you giving me? What part of the chicken are you cutting up? 10 fried McNuggets for $1. Where are you fucking me? Please explain to me.
Please explain. Yeah, I was
Dude,
dying laughing when you were talking, Ryan. Not because of the story, because I saw that Philip Goldstein said McDonald's gave me.
Oh wow, that's great.
Oh my God.
Good to know what it was. Now we know the cause. It was McDonald's. I believe it.
That's so morbid, dude. That's so messed
So
up.
bad. It
Dude,
was like when we were
that's-
just talking about like, I have a tumor, and then it's like, thank you, Hitler 69.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't worry, because the one Pig Cake was talking about, he said it was an AIDS tumor.
AIDS
Yeah,
tumor. I told her AIDS tumor. She
So I'd
laughed.
rather
She
have an
laughed.
AIDS
So,
tumor.
yeah, I told her I'd rather get an AIDS tumor.
Okay, so Pig Cake. Now we're getting
Yeah,
to
go.
the real after dark.
Okay.
Stuff. Okay. So this is a question. We've not asked
Burger
yet.
King sells McNuggets now.
He did
you know
say-
what I?
He did say he did say Burger King has 10 McNuggets for $1.
Dude, I
I was
always
about to
say
be like, yeah, because they just robbed the local
Yeah.
McDonald's.
that's
you
why
know,
it's one. Yeah, I should have
so
known.
many
I always
times-
say McNuggets.
Like I was back in the day, I was like addicted to Dairy Queen.
Uh-huh.
And so I go to Dairy Queen, and I don't know how many times, or I go to McDonald's and vice versa, and I would go, "Oh, I'll get a Smartie Blizzard, please." And then I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I mean a McFlurry." And I'm like they should all just
McFlurry,
be
dude.
Blizzards. Like, just all
Yeah,
everything
because of that, they probably stuck their penis in the McFlurry. I hope you know that. Because that little mishap, they're like, this guy thinks it's fucking Dairy Queen. We'll show him Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah.
I am Dairy Queen.
It's like, why is there a hole in my fucking McFlurry?
Yeah.
Penis.
That was because of the Dairy King.
Yeah.
So Pig Cake. Let's say that
Yeah.
you're on a deserted island.
Uh-huh.
You're all
6
alone
inches.
on this deserted island, except you have one companion,
Uh-huh.
and it's a mermaid.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather your one companion, this mermaid, be top or bottom half fish?
Fuck, I knew that was gonna go there. That's rough, dude. That's rough. All right, because I appreciate a nice face, man. I appreciate a face. Right here in Miami, everybody's got a dump truck, right? Like mostly everybody's got a dump truck. It doesn't matter, like guy, girl, it doesn't matter. Everybody has like a dump truck,
The Miami way, the
right?
Brazilian butt lift way, I guess.
And I love it, man. I'm an ass man. I know what comes out of there. I know what comes out of there. But unfortunately, as a Cuban Egyptian man, I'm like, yeah, I love that shit, literally. So I don't know. I might go fish head, bro. Fish fucking head, dog.
Fish head, bro.
Fish head, dog. I'll bag that shit. I'll what do they call it? I'll
dude.
cardboard bag that shit. Yeah.
dude.
Well, I mean, I'm in my day, I've done some fish heads. I hate to admit it, but I've done some fish heads.
Some fish heads.
Yeah,
Fish
it was-
squares. Like it might as well have been a fish head.
might as
at that
well. So that was one. Oh my goodness. You know what? Just thinking about it right now, just out of anger. But definitely
Just
fish
thinking
head.
about
Fish head because
really,
Dude,
you're
what
like doubling down on fish head. Like this. I mean, this like
what? Okay, let's think
foolish,
about.
menacing fish head.
Let's think of
You
Prince
try, you
Eric,
try to talk to it, and it's like, whoa.
dude. Yo, let's
He says, but can the fish head speak?
what kind of
But
fish
can
head?
I think if we're factoring benefits of the fact that this mermaid is
Yeah.
top half fish, isn't one of the benefits that it can't speak?
That's yeah. As that's the Arab side of me. That's like yes, very good. Yes, she cannot speak. Yes, 10 feet behind me at all times. 10 feet. No, not 9, 10 feet.
Fish
That's
lips?
that side. Yeah, but
Phil
man, that's-
Goldstein's follow-up question is: if you were alone on a desert island, would you still have voted for Trump?
that was fucking great. In which election are we talking about? We're talking about Hillary. We're talking about Biden. Which one? Which one, Philip? Huh? I get. They all know. They all know that there's a message inside of the paper ball that you throw in the audience, Philip. You're not fooling anybody. Okay.
Wait, Philip also asked McFlurry question mark. Do you guys not have McFlurries in?
Yeah, we have
Of
McFlurries.
course, they have McFlurries. Yeah.
We have McFlurries, and every one of us has done the same shit where you try to suck that shit through that fucking stupid spoon they give you.
Straw spoon.
That stupid spoon, man. What the fuck is that? Yeah, so and you learn
It's
it's where
just so
mix
that
it
they
from.
can mix it. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but I've
the blender.
that's terrible design. That is fucking bad design on McDonald's part because
I don't know.
I'm not
they
the only
save
one.
on a blender.
I'm not the only one. Then again, I am also saying fish head and ass body. But look at Little Mermaid, right? Look at Little Mermaid and her Wendy's looking ass, right? Yeah, beautiful, right? She's got wondrous fucking teeth, which is weird because she lives in salt water. But she's got beautiful flowing hair, no conditioner, right? Whatever. What's Prince Eric gonna do? What's he gonna do? He's hey, let me get inside the what? No, dude. You're gonna have to figure out with what you got, And kids? No, you're not gonna have kids. Like, what are you're gonna do the conventional fish method?
Oh yeah,
of-
I'm so excited to have kids with this fish head,
Yeah.
and then hope that they come out all right. That my chi-square didn't end up with them being 1/4 fish.
Okay, listen, Blaze. All right, we're on a deserted island. My thought is the future. All right, I want to populate the island with as much piggies as possible. And you know what? Unfortunately, if that's gonna be with, fish head hybrid, at least they're all gonna have dump trucks, dude. That's what I'm
Okay,
looking
so
forward
if
to.
she is half fish, so she
Yeah.
has a fish gene and a human gene, and you're human. So
Yeah.
you're gonna end up with what? Fish human,
Yeah. Well,
human
I'm
human,
hoping.
fish human. So you have a half chance
Yeah.
that you get. Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard that if you scream at the moment of conception, like what you want, they come out as like whatever you want. So if you go boy, it comes out as a boy. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's medical or anything.
I don't know,
Yeah.
that's
Look
medical.
it over there. He's screaming,
Yeah.
not fish.
Oh boy. Yeah. Not fish.
Not fish.
All right. Let's hope. 9 months later. And then they have like a lot of fish too. So it's like they all come out and they're fucking. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm hoping that my T score is enough that it comes out male, like just not male, but entirely human. That's what I'm hoping, and that it puts down her fish head genes or genetics or whatever the fuck. That's what I'm hoping. That my T scores high enough
Wow.
and I
man.
scream loud enough.
And
In a
to your
moment,
T
first
said,
time we asked the
if you're
question.
planning for the future, there's going to be a lot of incest in your family.
That's
Lot-
true, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is. But you know what? It started somewhere, dog. Adam and Eve, you know what? It had to be. I don't know if you remember that first part of the Bible, but it's like 97 names. I remember reading, I forgot what the first one, Genesis, right? Back in the day.
Yep.
But yeah.
Back in the day, you get, the whole families and it's like all the names. And it's eventually you count the names and it's like 90 names. And I'm like, well, let me tell you, at some point, somebody's banging their sister. Somebody's really looking at their sister and they're like, yo, what's up, Sarah? Get over here. Get over here. Jump in Ezekiel. You know what I'm talking about. Like that's it had to happen at some point if you're really on that tip. But you know what? If we're on an island, I'm glad that you didn't ask, oh, if you were on an island, dude, what magic book would you read in the island, dude? What magic book would you read, man?
Dude.
I'm
It's gotta
glad.
be
I don't know.
It's got to be what 3 books? Gosh.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, yeah. Dude, what 3 books? You're in a deserted island. All right. You're fucking hairy. You're horny as hell. You haven't eaten. What do you want to read, man? Yeah, I really want to read onto the nuances of a finger break.
You should.
you fucking
you
nuts?
should. It should be How to Build a Boat on a Deserted Island. Would be the first book.
No, it's Blaze Sarah, How to Destroy a Pussy. And it's like a fucking the second flip
Yeah.
does not need to be there.
Yeah, and then the second video that has like 4 flips it just keeps
You
doing
could
it.
have literally have just put it in your fucking what I
Oh,
I
exactly.
can't-
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
that's I get it. I'm
Exactly. I
explaining the
literally
joke.
could have just done that.
Yeah, I'm explaining the joke, which I hate. But when I first saw it, I'm like, why is there like I'm following along the card? I'm like, there's 14 flips in that shit. And
My
then eventually I'm
favorite
like, oh,
thing is the comments on that because there are a bunch of comments from people that don't understand that I'm joking around, and
Yeah.
they're comments from kids that are like, "It's been." And they comment a couple weeks later, and they're like, "It's been 3 weeks. I think I finally got it." And it's like, dude, like this is the most irrelevant move.
Yeah.
It's doing a whole somersault.
Yeah. Yeah, they can only turn it over once. Like, dude, I could only turn it over once. I don't know. I think I've got
Yeah.
something though. I think I've managed to find a way to make it easier. Like they're like,
and
oh,
it's
you know,
dude, okay,
They
well,
don't
you,
turn it over.
you've taken
Dude.
something that didn't need to exist.
Kyle B. I keep telling everybody and anybody that has ears on TikTok. My favorite magician to follow is this guy named Kyle B. He's this very eccentric, for lack of a better term, dude. That what magicians tend to do on TikTok, right, is that they will put a trick, right, and then they'll go through the comments and they'll find the most ridiculous guess as to the method, and they'll fucking reply with a video on that comment, right, and they'll be like, no, this is not how you do this. The sponge ball has 2 balls. Like they'll respond to the most ridiculous thing. Kyle B goes, yeah, I know what you're doing. Like he's very, very gay. But he comes on and he goes, hi guys. That's not what you're doing. This is what you're doing. It's time to stop lying. And he just calls people out. Because there's a bunch of magicians that just do this and he just calls them out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what we need. This is
Wait,
what
how
I
do you-
want.
How do I find it? Kyle B?
Kyle
Like,
B on TikTok. So yeah, just
I'm
Kyle,
looking at-
how you spell it.
Yeah.
And then
BYLE.
B-E-E.
Is that with
B-E-E. Okay, I just looked
Yeah.
up the letter B. Kyle B.
B-E-E. Yeah, dude, he's fucking
Oh, I
great.
have seen this guy. I have seen this guy because I saw somebody who went viral. And did you remember the guy with the watch, with the card, the watch, turned into the
Oh,
watch?
sugar honey
yeah.
baby
It's
doll.
Sugar Honey Boo Boo Bear.
And I'm like, I'm glad Kyle B came after you, bro.
Yeah,
Because
Kyle
he
B.
just does the thing. He goes, oh, sugar honey boo boo bear. No, you could see the back. And then Kyle goes, no, you fucking can't, because the card folds. And it just gets him in there. But I could get why magicians would be upset at Kyle B. But I could also,
what he's talking about, by the way.
yeah.
Honey baby sugar doll, yes, I absolutely
Oh.
can show you the back of the watch.
Like,
No, you can't show the back because the back has a fake card. See, the card folds
dude, he
with a
fucks
fish
him up.
wire. And when you let go, it snaps. And what happens is this fake card also has pieces of magnet that's on the back of this watch, which is made of metal. And when you let it go, it disappears. So when you do this in reverse, you flip it up, open this, hold the top, cover everything with your freaking hands. And then you say, look, I have a card. It's now a watch. You see, you can't show the back. Or you can go like this and then show the back. It's not rocket scientist, people.
It's not
Go to
rocket
iWatchThis.com.
scientist.
It's called Watch This. Costs like $20. Peace.
Oh,
That's
honey,
before,
baby, yes, I
But
That's the video that made him start doing it. But then he eventually gets his character, and what character? It's him, and he just comes in. So he'll just go like, "Hi, that's not what you're doing." And then at the end, he just goes, "Bye." Like he just does it in a way. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you managed to fucking wreck these guys, but they all do the same thing.
We got to see another one.
Look at there's Kyle Marley, right? There's the Kyle Marley one.
Oh,
There's
Kyle
also
Marley.
yeah, there's
Guys,
another one
I'm
where
not spitting it in my hand.
Hello. Let me see if I have that. Bag of tricks. Sleight of hand. Saw a woman in half. Catch a bullet in your mouth. Tricks that you tell people are magic but are really only simple optical illusions? Right there. Got it. This is called a wonder wire. It's a simple spiral wire that slides in and out of your fingers. When you slide your fingers, it looks like you're turning it, but you're not. You're just sliding your finger from the inside to the outside, and it gives the illusion that it's never ending. So yes, you're not turning it in your hand, but it is turning in your hand. You're just not twisting your fingers. Did I figure it out? Bye.
You guys, I'm not spitting it in my hand.
See, this is like such an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so magicians are asking for this by being infuriating and going like you're taking something that you could have just performed it. You could have just done it. Or better yet, you could have just shown it to a real life person and had the content been their reaction and the performance of it, and then not gone back through the comments and made your content challenging your viewers. Because if you're going to make it a puzzle where you're going, oh, are you sure that's not how it works? I'm not twisting with my finger. Then you're going to get somebody like this who's going to go, well, no, I bought it for $5 on Alibaba, and this is how it's done. And like, why are you trying to act like I'm stupid? You know, and it's like if you're condescending towards your audience, then they're going to be condescending back. Like,
yeah, and then they it's like a selective. They're looking specifically for the comments that are completely off the wall, like the comments that are not even accurate, and then that's the one they respond to. So what I love about him is that he just calls them out and he just goes, "That's not how you do it," and then he fucking just shows it. Now, what he's done recently is I think he's kind of I hope that he doesn't like just show how tricks are done. Because that I think is what's magicians would hate. I love it. I fucking love it. But I understand that you're showing what could be potentially marketed methods that people are selling, so that could be potentially whatever ethically wrong. But if he keeps it up where he's calling out the magicians that respond and have these ridiculous, oh, it's not this, it's this. That's my favorite TikTok magic account. It's there's nothing like it. And he found, if you notice, he has like a bunch of videos, and then he found that watch one. And then from there, he found, okay, this works. Let me just do it. And then from there, he's done a bunch of them. The card through whatever. This is a trick I don't get. It's like, I don't know if you've seen that, where it's like, oh, look, there's a Sharpie and a card, and then the Sharpie goes through the card. That's not a fucking trick.
Hello.
That's not a trick.
See you again. This one is really, really great. This is a simple little pen, and you just go, and it goes right through the card. Isn't that wonderful? Let's see that again. But this time, I won't talk, and I surely won't play any music when I do it. Did you hear that? Yes, you did, because this is not a real card. And on the back is a bridge that holds it together with a little slot to hold the pen right there. And you just go, dink, and it goes outside. Looking at it straight on, you can't see a thing. Wonderful, isn't it? Abracadabra. Bye.
Oh, killer. But that is that not a trick? I saw that. I'm like, why? I mean, is it not just you could pull it through?
You
and
can
it's
just
the
pull
same
it
shit,
through, right?
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't look as good, but it's like almost the same shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Like it's
I'm
the
sure
same
if
thing
you-
as like the ring thing where it's like your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There has to be. There's no way somebody
looks
made
pretty much
that.
the same thing. Like
If you put it
that's all.
24 FPS, like if you record it at like 24 FPS, you're good. It's gonna look like it goes right through and comes out. So I don't get that there's a whole thing. I remember
No.
seeing that. I'm like, what's the point of the fucking? But of course, he called that guy out. So I'm like, ah, good. Cringe. A cringe factory.
It looks like he
Easy.
only does it for that guy. He's like,
Yeah, well, him, Carl Marley is another one that blocked him, from
Oh,
my
really?
understanding. I went deep down the rabbit hole too, so I'm like, okay, let me see what's up with this guy. So apparently, Kyle blocked him. He blocked him. That a guy, whatever his name is. So he gets blocked by all these guys because he's like, no, dude, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. Stop lying. Stop lying.
yeah.
Great. Oh God, I live for that.
Well, that raises like an interesting thing of like, you know, magic. If people talk about like, oh, you know, it's deception, so inherently you're going to be dishonest. But it's like, no, you don't really have to be dishonest to do something deceptive. Like you can just be deceptive and let that be the piece of deception. I feel like the more lies that you add in to performing something, usually end up just detracting from it because people's like alarms will go off in their head and they're like, that's bullshit what he's saying. And then how can someone suspend their disbelief and really be present in the moment and enjoy what you're trying to show them if they're picking up before you even show them the trick that what you're saying is bullshit? That like, you have some kid that's like, oh, on my expedition through the Orient, I found this. And it's like, no, you didn't.
A piece of parchment. And in that parchment. Yeah. No, you nailed it. Yeah, exactly that.
It's like, what?
But you see how we come full circle, right? We shifted into fifth gear without even bothering, and we just grind through that gear set. And we say, you know, it goes back to being a person, right? Imagine you have this weird pattern that nobody fucking believes because you're playing a character almost. You're playing a role at that point. Whereas if it's something that comes natural, then it's easier for people to identify with that. Right, it's easier for people to go, okay, this guy's being genuine. But when you start saying crazy shit, like, no, that's not how it's done, which is how on TikTok it's a great little case study because you see that and you see through the comments and you see through the responses that magicians make what they care about. But I mean, you're gonna have people posting the method. You're gonna have people post the exact place where they could buy it. Right, it's not an issue, and I think people are willing to look past that if you're a good enough performer, if you present it in a way that's compelling, but also enough for them to be able to sympathize and have rapport with you, right? Like that's what I think. But you have these guys that are trying to play the game, right? And not to beat a dead horse there, but I think Carl Marley is one of those, and the Sean Does Magic guy is another one that I've mentioned before. That they're really catering towards a specific audience, where they come in very colorful, very loud, because you know you're trying to get the kid demographic. And it works, you know, it does work because you get the numbers, you get the metrics, you get the views for that side. But at the same time, what are you compromising on? You're almost selling your soul, I think. So
I had a discussion about that where it was like, do you want to be liked by the mass public, I guess, or kids, or do you want to be respected in your field? You know, what's more important to you? Because I think a lot of the guys, some of them are doing great stuff and it's working out well and stuff. They're grinding hard and bringing out good content. And there's other guys that have really cheapened themselves in magic. And you know, for whatever reason, you know, some of them are enjoy doing what they're doing and stuff. It's great. And some have said it's just for money and stuff like that. But I always like, let's go back to Jabrizi, right? And it was like, you know, you had an opportunity to do good things in magic, and then you went down this wormhole of not doing good stuff, right? And it's like, well, would you rather be liked by a bunch of fans or whatever, or be respected by all of your peers, right? And I mean,
and he does none.
Yeah, obviously,
none of
the opposite direction.
Yeah.
In both,
I still think that he's playing a thing. I think that he's gonna come and get us at the end and be like, "You motherfuckers! I Andy Kaufman the shit out of you guys, and you guys all fell for it. You guys all fell for it because you have no ability to think, but I do. I thought ahead, and he comes out as like Andy Kaufman. I think that's what's gonna happen, but more likely than not, no, he's gonna come out with Luke 2.
Everybody's proving wrong. But yeah, and oh shit, what was I gonna say? Was just on the.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I think he's gonna go back into the cocoon.
Yeah, go back into the cocoon.
The cocoon. What's that?
Pillow.
Oh. I'm like, is there a reference that I don't know? No, yeah, he's a butterfly.
Little chrysalis.
But you know,
yeah.
No,
No,
go ahead, sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Was just the idea of you'll hear so often magicians say, and this is on the TikTok topic we were talking about. You hear often so many magicians say the phrase, which I assume you hate, and I know X hates the phrase, is like, it works on laymen. And so many people say that, and it's like, it's a way of justifying doing like shitty material because they're like, oh, it works on laymen. But it's like, okay, but those also, I don't even like the idea of calling people laymen or using that term in the first place, because I feel like it's just a very elitist way of looking down on people, because it's like, all right, so those laymen that this works on, like, are what, like essential workers, engineers, like scientists, people that are like actually making an impact in the real world, like really brilliant people that like do stuff, and we're just guys doing tricks that are irrelevant, that especially after this pandemic, haven't people realized like how non-essential we are? But anyways, it's like, they're actually brilliant people that are in our audiences that we're privileged to be able to perform for and be able to be the court jesters to, because they like, and just because they don't spend their time learning card tricks in books, we call them laymen, and we're like, oh, my firewall, it works on laymen, or like this shitty trick. And I think that the people that have that mentality will post TikTok videos and be like, oh, let me make this a challenge. Like, oh, that's not how it works. Let me perform this slightly differently. That way I can call out this commenter. And then it's like, you don't think that you're going to have actually intelligent people watch your content and be able to tear it to shreds because you're doing a simple trick? Like, why do you not? Like,
it's ego. It's ego. I think that ego is a big part of that, and it's you see it in conventions, and I became very aware of it going to at least the second convention, the second Magi Fest that I went to, and it's like you know you have certain confrontations that take place, and it's like, well, it's a lot of talk online, but then once the confrontation happens in person, oh man, dude, you know, man, it's all internet stuff. It's like, well, that's not what you're saying online, and I think that they hide behind that ego. And I think that, you know, you do get reactions and you do build an ego as a magician. And it's very easy for you to keep seeing that separation between you and the layperson, that you're always superior to them almost because you know the secret little thing and they don't. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. What do? We're actors, essentially. We're pretending to play a role of magicians, that we could do these things. So we're actually worse technically than they are, because they probably do something that's, you know, legitimate, helping others, whereas we're helping others. Not to say that we're not helping, but what we do is entertainment. So you really need to humble yourself as a magician and realize, you know, honestly, your place, and be like, yeah, I do tricks. I get that I could get reactions. I get that I could misdirect somebody or direct somebody's attention where I want. I get that. But at the same time, you know, take that away. What am I? You know, take all of that away, and what am I? And that's, I think, what it boils down to. And you see that a lot with magicians. That the first conversation I ever had with Ramsey was that he had a whiskey, and he's like, "Hey man, do you want a whiskey?" I'm like, "No, I didn't drink at the time." Could you imagine? I didn't fucking drink. I went to a magic convention sober. What, dude? Jesus, you ever want to have a bad time? Go to a magic convention sober. Jesus. But we're talking about that. It's like, oh yeah, a lot of magicians are worried, and it was 100% right about that thing of you have this magician, but then somebody catches you out on something, or somebody finds, or now the internet's prevalent, or you could find anything, by anyone. And even purchasing stuff is way cheaper because you have Wish, Alibaba, you have all these websites where people honestly fucking buy it because it's cheaper than magic companies. And sometimes they're getting it from the same fucking place. So it's shitty, but they're capitalizing on a market that exists, right? So what happens when all that disappears? What do you have left as a magician? Not much. So that's where you got to differentiate yourself. And that's where you have to actually be a person before you're a magician. So I think it all ties back to that. And if you really, it's like analyze that, you really start to at least be a little bit more humble, understand that there are people better than you, that people are doing more important things than you are. And yeah, you're doing something that makes a difference in people's lives, but at the same time, understand your place. And I think that if more people had that mentality, we would have less of an ego trip in the Magic community. And I'm sure you guys know, yourselves, people that are just fucking terrible to deal with. And it's because of that. They just have a little legion and then their heads pretty much explode. I don't want to name names, but
You had to go there. You had to go
right.
there. Round it up.
Yeah.
I talked to you before about this.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think I've already named a couple names here that are kind of in that, but specifically I don't want to name.
But you're totally right. Yeah. It's like Magic is kind of an interesting thing in that you can go to a magic shop or just watch a couple TikTok videos, learn a few tricks, and then be able to get crazy reactions and freak out people, and you think that you're the best. And the thing also is that the lack of context that people have, or at least generationally have had in the past, the future of Magic might actually look up because of this, because of social media. But in the past, people have had such little context when they see Magic, that any magician that they see immediately becomes the best magician that they've ever seen, and you could be a little kid, you could be in middle school, high school, socially awkward, trying to figure things out. You learn a couple tricks and now you're freaking out your teachers and your parents and the people that you look up to and the girl you wanted to impress, and you're immediately the best that they've ever seen because they haven't really seen much ever before.
Exactly.
So then now you think you are the best, and now you end up with this thing of like, you started as a freshman in high school feeling like the guy that everybody was picking on, and now you feel like you're the best, like you're the senior in high school, top of the class, because of this one thing that escalated you, gave you a fast track to feeling cool, popular. But then you go and you get more into Magic, and you join the Magic community, and you go to a convention, and now you're in a room full of people that all do the thing that made you special,
better
and
than
you
you.
suddenly get dropped down to being a freshman again.
Yeah.
You're like, and so now you end up with this situation of there are people that if you want to have the biggest building in town, you can either build the biggest building or you can try and demolish other people's buildings. And these people have already caught a taste of feeling like they were the best magician in the world because in their little community, they were the best that everybody around them had ever seen.
Yeah.
But now they meet a ton of other magicians and they're at a convention surrounded by all magicians who are way better than them. And it's like, you can either just try and get good or not have your ego wrapped up in Magic at all, or you end up just becoming like elitist and trying to find ways that you can look down on other people in the community.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah. Exactly that.
Right.
And it's rare that I say I'm wrong all the time. I mean, that's one of the things I've learned to say the most. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Like I thought I was right about that, but I learned, and you learn from your mistakes. And I think those people are incapable of saying, you know what? Yeah, fuck. I need to at least get better, restructure something that I'm doing, learn from this experience and try to better myself. But no, it's not that. It's usually tripling down and being like, fuck that motherfucker. What's wrong with him? Let me find the whatever's wrong. Yeah, you have a limp. All right. I don't have a limp. You just find physical shit that they have wrong with them. But no, you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Find ways to nitpick other magicians just by being elitist, just so that you can feel like you're better than them. Because
I was getting sad there for a minute because I was reminiscing about the first Magic convention I went to. And I was the only magician in my town growing up, and so I was the best. And then I went there and met all the good magicians, and no, it's you're 100% right. It's I brought a friend who's a magician.
It wasn't a big one, right? It wasn't like one of the big conventions.
I went to Magic Live.
Okay, that was your first one?
No, I went to IMX was my first one in Vegas. So at the time it was a big one. But I brought a buddy came with me to Magic Live, and he was like, "This is like a magician's pissing contest." He's like, and because I'm not a known magician, no one talks to me and stuff. And like, he's like, people aren't nice. Like other people would introduce him like, "Hey, here's my buddy," and they're like, "Oh, hey," and then like turn like, because he's not a known guy in the industry, right? And it's he was like, "This is the worst. I never want to come back to a Magic convention."
It really
and
disillusions you. It really does, and it's unfortunate. And
Yeah.
it sucks because it kind of it deters people from wanting to continue with that. Because I think a convention could be a great thing, especially for the young ones. Because you sit there and you see the tables, and usually the tables are full of the kids doing their stuff, and then you see the bar, and the bar is full of magicians themselves, and then that's where you learn, and it really deters them because they see that sort of elitist circle. They see the cliques, the little gatherings of people, and then it pushes them off because it reminds them of what they dealt with in school. They're like, fuck, I just graduated, I don't want to deal with this again. The little cliques and the little like beefs between magicians. So it really is obnoxious. So I can imagine that as a young guy.
That's why with Magic After Dark, we're not elitist, and we have people from Aussie Win to Pig Cake.
The fucking Pig Cake. All right, look at that. To me, who would have thunk it?
You are far from the bottom of the barrel of guests we've had, good sir. And the other thing that just came to mind with that was like you've got so then it's like we talk about social media with Magic, and I remember that after Shin won AGT, I was working with him on a project in New York, and he was putting out Kadabra, like the moving pip card that he had used on the show, which is an upgraded version of CGI, right? So he puts that out, and then Luke Dancy posts, I guess we're naming names. I guess I've decided to name it. But Luke makes a Facebook post kind of calling that out, saying like, oh, well, now that he has so many more layman fans, is it still okay that he's putting out Magic the way he was before when he didn't have so many layman fans because of AGT? Because now all of these kids can go on the website and they can see like, oh, this is how the Magic was done. It's a gaff. But then I was more infuriated by the comments on his post where it was all these old magicians, and they were all being like, oh, like, fuck Shin, like I can't believe that, like we don't need I remember reading specifically, we don't need more kids getting into Magic and being bad magicians. And it was just like, okay, well, but they're kids, so of course they're going to be bad because they're starting out. Are you saying you don't want there to be more magicians? But then it made so much sense. It was like, oh, these are the same people that hate Magic tutorials online. These are the same people that hate any more amount of Magic reach, because back in the day, if you were the only kid that could do Magic in your school, then you were the only magician that anybody had ever seen in your town, and you were the best. But if people are seeing if they're seeing Magic all the time in their TikTok feed, as they're scrolling, they're seeing Magic whenever they want, hundreds of magicians, and now they have context. Just as if I picked up a guitar as an 8-year-old and was like, learned my first song, and then showed that and then played it for my parents, and it's a song I didn't write, they're not going to go, you're the best guitarist I've ever seen, because they have context, and they know that I didn't write the song, and they know that I'm missing notes and stuff. But if people have never seen that card trick before, and they haven't seen a lot of other magicians, then you can be an 8-year-old and learn a card trick and show something that isn't yours, but have genuinely freak people out and get an inflated ego. And then you're going to be one of those guys who's like, well, I don't want more people seeing Magic or learning, or there to be other competition, because that's the thing that makes me special. And I guess it almost becomes kind of like and to sum that all up, sorry, but it seems like it's connecting a lot of what you were saying. But to sum that all up, then it's like, I guess it kind of sounds shitty, but I end up taking more of a, I guess, like Darwinian kind of approach of that, like survival of the fittest. It's like, if you're not going to create new stuff, if you're not going to do something that's even remotely original, or just at least feels like it's something new people haven't seen before, then like you probably don't deserve to be like, get it. Like, not that people shouldn't be getting gigs or shouldn't be able to do this career. I think that it's like, not to be trying to make it a competition even, but it's like, if you can just skate by doing other people's routines verbatim exactly the way that they were done, in an era now where exactly what you're doing can be revealed and appearing on people's For You page that night, then like, you know, you're not gonna have an easy time. Like your career is going to change, and you need to make adjustments. And if you are creating and doing stuff, you know, that's even a little bit original, then you don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah.
But if you're not adding any piece of yourself into it, then you're not really being an artist. And then if you're not being an artist, then how are you going to call magic an art?
Yeah.
So.
No, you fucking nailed it. You exactly that. the fear of having too many people be a part of your little thing, right? And it's that fear that you see that a lot. Like, oh, now all the kids are going to learn it. Motherfucker, you were a kid once. You know, you were there at the same place. And just because now we're living in a different time where it's no longer a magic shop that you have to physically go to and go, hey, man. And he has to go, show me your diagonal palm. It's like, no, that's not the way it works anymore. Now it's literally an open border. You could come in, you could learn if you want to dedicate yourself. Yeah, fine, good. But the fact that he wants to deter people is exactly as you said it, 100%. You don't want other people to be a part of the thing that you're special at, because then the fear is, what if they're better than me? Right. And more likely than not, they are, because now imagine, information is so easy when it comes to magic. At least back in my day, you know, you had to convince your mom to put up a credit card, or even to put up a send a letter to whatever Rob Stiff from Magic Makers Inc. or whatever the fuck, you know. So it was a lot harder then. It's easier now, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because what's that encourage? It encourages more magicians to come in and encourages more people to progress the art. And what they want to do is that they want to downplay the art. They want to push it down. They want to make it only for themselves. They want to keep it a part of this niche. And yeah, I get it. You know, you obviously want to keep magic, and there's certain things about magic, the secrets are a big deal, but not really. Not really. I think people gravitate more towards personalities, and they gravitate more towards characters and people rather than individual tricks. You know, they don't. It's, at least to me, it's way better for them to go, oh, dude, I saw Blaze last week and he was fucking great. And then they go, what did he do? I don't fucking remember, but he was the best person I've ever seen. Yeah. I think that's better than, oh, I saw this guy find a card or whatever. You know, like, remember more of the trick. I rather remember the individual, because it makes you more memorable. Right. And yeah, that might be pushing down the magic, but at the same time, you don't want to end up like that guy. You don't want to end up like that individual that's trying to keep this just as a little bit of a thing just for himself and his little magic buddies at his flailing IBM convention. And you nailed it. You said it 100%. And it's that sentence that I hear all the time of, great, now all the kids are going to know it. All the fucking kids. I put an Inject, right? Inject is one of my favorite magic apps. And I made a review about it like 2 years ago, like just a review, not showing anything about it. Just, hey guys, it's a great thing. Here's stuff you could do with it. And I put that up on Facebook. I made the mistake of putting it on Facebook. Like 80 comments, like, oh, great, now all the kids are going to buy it. Yeah, all the kids are going to buy it and increase the odds of improvements made to the app that you use, apparently. Yeah. Like, we should revoke this guy's membership, or revoke this guy's access code because he put it in a public space. Motherfucker, what do you think the Google Play Store is? What do you think the iTunes Store is? You fucker. How'd you get the app? You had to get your grandson to come over, all right, and visit you, because nobody wants to visit your fucking old ass. You have to get him to install Inject. You have to somehow take the credit card, right, and fucking use it to pay for the stupid app. So it's not like it's affecting anything, but it's that same thing. Great, now all the kids are going to have it. It's like, all right, yeah, let them have it. Let them eat cake.
Mm-hmm. Literally. Yeah, and it's like, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to sell your magic methods for profit and try and get as many people to buy it as possible, but also keep it a secret from people being able to find out about it. Like, no, make a decision. And in the information age where we have social media and you can Google something in 2 seconds, like now, like that was another reason of like, I don't do double cross, because I did double cross once and it got, I mean, I did it for a little while and it got amazing reactions, but like, it wasn't worth it to me when I did it the one time. And then I had people go like, oh, I'm just going to Google X on hand trick. And then I Googled X on hand trick and I was like, oh yeah, you find exactly what this is.
No
like,
fucking way. Yeah.
I'm just not going to, if you Google X on hand trick, you immediately get Mark Southworth double cross tutorial.
Oh, but from the website, like from like Penguin, right? Like, oh,
no,
from,
if you just do X on hand trick.
Oh, Mike, yeah, but you see the Penguin Magic link. The first thing you see is Penguin Magic.
Oh yeah,
So they
first
could buy
thing you
it,
see is
yeah.
Playing Magic, and then Amazon, and then you get like some YouTube ones that are like, oh, this is how you do it, whatever.
Oh, it's
But then I was
just
just like, yeah, it's like so easy,
Yeah.
it's so easily Googleable that I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
not do that one, you know. But then you just like adjust. But I forgot.
Well, I think the key too is I think you could still, the creative part would be trying to figure out a way to do that and not have to, you know, lose on a great trick. But how can you do it so that they focus less on X on the hand and make it about something else, right? I think it's that same thing with the invisible deck. Like, yeah, okay, Brian Brushwood put it on Scam School. Oh my God, everybody's gonna know about it. Nobody fucking knows about it. You know, everybody knows the thumb tip as the thing that vanishes the silk. But when you put a leaf in there, nobody fucking knows that. You know, you put a rock in there, nobody's gonna know that shit. You grab a silk and they go, oh, you have a fake thumb. You know, you have to find different ways around it. I'm sure there's a creative way around that shit. But it's that little bit that they go, oh, great, now everybody's gonna know about this trick. No, they know about the trick as to how it's done that way.
It was done exactly, But if you just, and that was what I was trying to say before is like, if you just put any amount of yourself into it, then you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
The issue is the majority of the Magic community doesn't necessarily do that.
Of course not, which is tremendous.
Yeah, and we should probably wrap up because we're coming on 3 hours. So yeah, we should wrap up.
5 hours. That lets me know. That lets me know the other interview was not fucking 8 hours. That lets me know that it was probably 3.5 hours. And you're like, dude, it was like 8 hours, bro.
No, it legit was. It legit was.
Okay.
The one that on YouTube, it's 4 hours, 15 minutes, and then it was an additional 3 at least. But but one last thing was just the other day, like last week when I was in New York, went to dinner with Eric Leclerc and some other people, and he started doing the Mismade Bill.
Yeah.
For this moment, and it was the funniest thing because he did it really well, and he did it like 3 times, and she's like, oh, I get it. It's like it's how you fold it. It's got to be how you fold it. You're folding it in a way that makes it look like it's inside out, but it's not really inside out. And he's literally, while she is adamantly trying to explain her idea of the method, he's like, no, I got a Vernay fake thumb, and I got this bill that you can get at Cannons down the road. It's $20, and then and he's like, no, it's inside out. And then I got the 2 bills. I switch them. I put it in the Vernay thumb, and the fake thumb. It's on me this whole time. I've had a fake thumb, and he's trying to say the real method, but she's talking over him and not hearing any of it.
Nice.
Saying, oh no, it's how you fold it. I saw that, and like it was amazing because like as long as you're charismatic and you're performing and you're doing it well, then like. You can literally be explaining the method, and people will still not believe you. You know,
that's Eric, man. Cool Eric is one of my favorite people, and I've met him only twice, literally in the Magi Fest. The Magi Fest. That makes me sound extra old. I don't know if he wants me to tip this trick. That the first trick he ever showed me within 5 seconds of meeting me. Right, he's hanging out with Eric Ross at Magi Fest, and then he goes, "Hey, Eric, not to suck my own dick, but this is what he told me." He goes, he asks Eric, "What's his favorite part of the convention?" And he goes, "Dude, that short guy over there, bro, is fucking hysterical." I'm like, right. So then Eric comes over, introduces himself, and 5 seconds after introducing himself, he does this trick to me. I don't know if I should mention it because it involves balls. I'll say it. He goes, "Hey, man, hold on to the card box." Right. And he was very particular as to how I held the card box. He's like, no, you got to hold it like this. And I'm here grabbing the card box. Like, you know, he goes, okay, good. Hold it like that. And then he goes, name any card you want in a deck, any card. And what I fucking hate about Eric is that he'll get you with like a joke. This is a tangent, but I'll get back to the story. He'll get you with a joke trick. And then the next day he'll fucking say, hey, name a card. Right. And he'll do something crazy. Like he'll do something absolutely nuts, right? But the first time he shows you, he does literally nuts. So he has me hold the card box, and he goes, name any card. You know how he is. Name any card. Go ahead. And I go, I don't know, 4 spades. And he goes, 4 spades? All right, look. Watch. Look, there's a 4 spades in his deck, right? I'm going to make this 4 spades vanish. And he does it exactly like this. And it's going to appear inside of the box. I made a video of this happening before just to prove to you that I could do this. Look at my phone. And he takes out his phone and he shows me a video with and it's like he's panning through the spread of the deck, right? And then he pans to the card box with his fucking dick right exactly where I'm touching on the card box, which is why he was so specific as to how he wanted me to hold it. Like you fucking piece of shit. Like I'm like, yeah, all right, I get it. Yeah, we're now connected. We're butt buddies. That's what he showed me 5 seconds after meeting me. It wasn't even like, hey man, hello, nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan.
So he didn't play a video. He just loaded up his camera and then he pans across and then his actual dick was there.
No, he played a video. Played a video. Yeah, no, dude, that would be on that would be on Magic Stream. I don't know if he managed to find a way to do that where he's panning.
I legit thought that it was something like he was unzipping with this hand and he's like panning across and he has you looking at the phone and you're looking at the phone screen, and by the time he pans over, now his actual dick's on the box.
Okay, I might have fucked up in the description, but the video is
I got it.
Yeah, he does a prediction.
Okay, no, I'm just stupid.
Just Blaze didn't get it.
Okay. No, but he fucking dude, he ruined me with that. That's the first bit, and I'm like, I'm stealing that, and I'm sure it was his actual dick in it. But yeah, I think what is that? Yeah, I've seen his junk many times.
Oh, Mayhew.
That dude, within 5 seconds, I'm like, great. I already know what your penis looks like, Eric. Such
Mahmoud Suleiman the Third.
What a familiar name.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when Pig Cake hung black ice air freshener to a ceiling fan because black ice hanging sounds like black guys hanging. He's hilarious and deserves everybody's respect. I do have black ice hanging from my ceiling fan. I don't know if I can move it, but let me tell you, I don't think I've ever made that connection.
Yeah,
I literally have black ice. I think the joke that I wanted to have was that I wanted to put it on my motorcycle. Like, you know how you have like an air freshener. So when somebody sees it on the motorcycle, they go, oh, that's funny. Right? Because it's like a fucking air freshener on your motorcycle. What's the fucking point? But I literally have 2 of them. And I get asked every time, what do I have? And I'm like, oh, just funny. You walk into somebody's house and you see a fucking black ice thing. But I don't think I ever made the connection to black guys.
You didn't really? You weren't going black ice hanging? And then they're like, huh?
Well, you know what? It sounds like it. Now that I think about it, black guys hanging. Yeah. No, but that wasn't the intent with that. But
Mahmoud Suleiman the Third. You just came up with some great material for Pig Cake.
Not a good for Type 5. It's not a good Type 5. If you have a Type 5,
I like how he's like, oh, Pig Cake's so cool because he made this really racist joke about black guys hanging, and he deserves everybody's respect.
But yeah, really, it was Mahmoud that came up with the racist joke. Makes you wonder. Black, I still have one. I have one there that's hanging, and then the other one I have on my bike. So,
Ryan, is it about time that we give things to our beautiful viewers?
Yeah, we can see if anybody figures something out. So every episode we do a giveaway, and it's a free download of any product on Lost Art Magic.
Giveaway.
So we like to ask a question from something that happened earlier in the episode. So usually we go back to 20 questions. And
there's no stinger?
We don't have a stinger for this one yet. No.
I don't
Coming
know.
soon. Coming soon.
Oh.
We had another stinger earlier, but we don't use it anymore. So there was already a few in the episode. So
I think you should use the lasagna one.
Use the lasagna as our transition. So we would be like, hey guys, it's time for another
lasagna.
Like that.
That's it.
Oh fuck. Dude, I want that as my ringtone.
It's great,
I'm telling you, I could sell that stuff on
oh shit.
I updated my website today.
Ooh, hey.
Guys, and there's a merch page which will soon be featuring the Magic After Dark merch. But head your asses over to blazesarah.com.
Look at that.
I
made it a video background instead of a picture, guys.
Boom.
That's I forgot the name of the fucking shit. You got the name. I'm trying to think of the name of the font.
Oh, the font? I don't know the name of the font. I can tell you the name of the template.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Squarespace.
Horizon.
Nice.
There you go. That's hot. So that's hot.
We got the merch page, yo. You can get the Magic Discord merch. Go to 1v1magic.com if you're interested in joining the Magic Discord, being a part of this amazing community, and 1v1 merch.1v1magic.com as well. But we have a question for our viewers today.
I was trying to think of something from 20 questions. Pig Cake only got through 15.
I got
Yeah.
250. Yeah.
Nemo. All right. Okay. Actually,
There's a
Big
couple
Cake's
of them.
number one piece of advice was before being a magician, be what?
No, that's way too easy.
Too easy?
crazy.
Too
Way
easy?
too easy.
Yeah.
I would say, like, what was the first magic trick he ever saw?
Okay. All right.
Right,
I forgot for
What
a
was the
second.
first
I'm like,
magic trick that Big Cake ever saw?
that's easy, but not easy. Like, they had to listen to the episode.
God,
So
the first,
comment below. First person to comment wins free download of your choice.
on the chat or on the actual video?
Oh, but we cannot give it to that person, can we? Because
Tigger T, if you know the full name, that would be fantastic.
yeah, Tigger T also won last week.
Ooh,
That is
Tigger
true.
T. T-I double gut.
Butchus the Pig answered "Be a Human," which was the answer to the previous.
Oh,
question.
Tigger T is given all the framing around it.
As you said, you experienced the magic of birth. That's cool. Thanks, Cedric. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that was the first trick I ever learned popping out of my mind.
Cedric in a while.
So
I came
in
if
between.
anybody else other than Tigger would like to type an answer,
Tigger says
this
at school the guy hyped it.
The magic of
I think
birth.
you should give it to Butchus the Pig because he answered
Mhm.
he answered the first question.
Butch is the pig. The most butcher.
I would love to give it to Tigger, but Tigger's already won in the past. So like
That's
Yeah.
true. I think twice actually. Potentially.
Butch is
Oh,
the pig.
oh
El Galito Bakery.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's give it to a bakery which happens to be 2 blocks away from my residence. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's give it to them.
El Galito Bakery. We hope you like baking up some nice hot magic downloads because that's what you got. That's
That's what's happening right now. With
Yeah.
El Gallito Bakery. That's another fun story. As to me, oh hey guys, I'm doing a live stream. What's up? Hey, join me. We're gonna talk about magic. Wow, a lot of these accounts are names of places around my house. That's weird. Oh, they sent
that's
a
weird.
cheeseburger to my residence, of which is nowhere written online. So I'm like, oh, that's great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, El Gallito Bakery. Sending a cheeseburger. They sent a cheeseburger.
El Gallito
with-
Bakery, you have won any product, downloadable product off of LostArtMagic.com. So reach out to mentalism.ca or at Blaze Sarah or at Lost Art Magic on the Instagrams, and we'll take care of you.
Yeah. Okay. I was
Well-
going to describe the cheeseburger they sent, but I don't think it's going to make you appetized.
Yeah, that doesn't sound appetizing. But Pig Cake, we always like to end the episode with how we started. So,
So
if
lasagna?
if you'll join us.
Okay.
Lasagna!
Oh, hey.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Magic Up the Dark.
Yeah.